Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Variant Roles Presents Ravnica, technically legal. Thanks so much for joining us this evening. We are so excited to have you here, and we are all super excited to play in this new and exciting to many of us world of Ravnica, DM'd by the inestimable Alex at Axolotl Cure. We are super excited to be here. Thanks so much for joining us. I am going to let Alex take things over in just a minute, but I want to start tonight by getting some of the channel business out of the way, as I'm on the creative council for the channel, and Alex said he didn't want to have to deal with it. They didn't want to have to deal with it, which is super, super fair. So happy Pride Month, everybody. We here at Variant Roles are super excited to spend the month supporting the LGBTQIA plus community. As part of that, we are raising money for Trans Lifeline this month, so any donations that you all have, I believe we have a link underneath the video feed in the Twitch chat. Yes, there is a Donate to Trans Lifeline link there. Please be a part of our support of that incredible organization. Emma, who is playing, you literally just said your character's name and I don't remember how to say it. Sanan?
It's Sanan.
Great. So she has been also incredibly helpful in helping us to organize our Pride Month events. She hosted a really incredible Pride brunch on Saturday. We're going to be doing those weekly in sort of varying formats and with varying combinations of people, but it was a really awesome conversation. So anyway, if you haven't already, click that little heart button at the top of the page and follow the channel. We have a bunch of our really awesome regular games going on and then some additional Pride programming going on this month, and we would love to have you here for all of it. Obviously, also, if you can manage it and subscribe to the channel, we super appreciate your financial support in that way. We also have a Patreon if you want to support us more directly through our Patreon. It's patreon.com/variantroles. Otherwise, we appreciate you being here and watching. You can, of course, also follow us on Twitter at Variant Roles, retweet our stuff when we go live, all of that good stuff. I think that covers most of the business that we have to do, so I'm going to pass it over to Alex so they can take it away with introductions and however else they want to get started.
Hey, dear and wonderful friends and people who may be streaming this who I do not know, and you're strangers. Welcome to the stream. I'm Alex. I'll be running this game. You can find me on Twitter at Axolotl Cure. I use he, they pronouns, and I'm super excited to be running this fine group of people. We are down exactly one Samantha Darcy, as she is still vacationing in Ireland, making all of us back here stateside supremely jealous. But I guess that's just how it will be. Yeah, we're starting off this game at level 5, and I'm going to pass it right on back to my players to do some quick character intros, and then we'll hop straight in. So you guys just want to talk about, characters, their classes, and, I don't know, favorite breakfast cereal, whatever you feel like is important for our audience to know. Let's start with Alex.
Hi everyone, I'm Alex Gaston. I will be playing Sinar or Sin, our elf monk tonight. And I don't know, we both use she, her pronouns, and I guess favorite breakfast cereal would be Cuckoo or Cocoa Puffs there, bro.
Is that yours or Sin's?
Yes. It starts.
A wise and enlightened choice, to be sure.
With chocolate milk instead of regular milk.
Oh, yes, of course. Is there any other way to eat it?
No.
Ink, what do you got for us?
Hi, you folks may know me as Ink. I'm at These Dead Pens on Twitter. I am playing Asimov, your cleric order domain human, level 5. I use she, they, and Asimov uses he, him. My favorite breakfast cereal is anything at 4 a.m. when I'm hungry and I'm downstairs wrapped in a blanket. By the handful, looking like a demon.
Yes. Emma, how about you?
Hello, I am Emma. You can find me at MK Hansen on Twitter. I use she, her pronouns, and this evening I will be playing Sanen or San, who also uses she, her pronouns. She is a monk as well. And favorite breakfast cereal, I think, would probably be the Souls of My Enemies.
Respectable.
That is a big mood right there.
Filled with the blood of the innocent, correct?
What is happening? I love it so much.
And Eugenio.
Hi, everybody. I'm Eugenio, also sometimes known as your friendly neighborhood dungeon master, DM Jazzy Hands, though not tonight. Tonight, I will be playing everyone's beloved Xanaphia. She is a half-drow warlock. You may remember her from her little jaunt with Alex down into the depths of Undermountain. She poorly phrased a wish to a djinn or a Dao, or I don't remember which one gave us the wishes, but anyway, it was a poorly phrased wish that she wanted to get out of there. And that wish sent her to Ravnica, severely de-leveled, lost a lot of her stuff and a lot of her memories, though her personality remains intact, as does her inability to say space. She can't do it. She can't say space.
Pirates.
She doesn't. No, space orcs is what it was. But she doesn't really understand why. She can't say it. She just can't. I use he, him pronouns. Zan uses she, her pronouns. And that's me.
All right. So, with all of that done, I'm going to pull up my notes here real fast and we'll get started. So, most people would say that it's even more imposing on bright, clear days such as this one. Rising up from pristine white marble streets and immaculately kept verdant green lawns, its dozens of black granite spires stretch hundreds of feet into the sky, like so many grasping hands reaching up in praise or competition, or maybe just to beg. But the symbolism, Sonnen and Sinar, might not seem so significant to you anymore. After all, the architecture of Orzova, the Church of Deals, and the seat of power for the Orzov Syndicate all tends to blend together into an inscrutable black mass that crowns the first precinct supreme over all other divisions in the city world of Ravnica when you visit it every day for work. Which is not to say you don't notice anything, just the important parts. Like the vampire Tarek sitting on the usual ledge of his favorite spire, sipping blood from a silver chalice that shines against their dark skin, swapping rumors of the rich and famous for the gargoyle. Or Lilara, the death-packed angel, flying high above the basilica. She might even be more beautiful at this distance. Up close where you can see her flawless lavender skin and her knowing, captivating black eyes, she is breathtaking. But seeing the sun shine through her stained glass wings, blessing the Orzhov congregants with her resplendent glory, well, that's another experience altogether. Currently, you pass into the sanctuary and you are greeted coolly by two Orzhov knights in full regalia. Black armor, white capes, golden swords, and full face helmets bearing the black, sunburst Orzhov insignia. Ugly, misshapen, foul little gray creatures can be seen at the heels of each knight acknowledging you as well, by bowing low to hide the brass plates embedded in their faces, seemingly shrinking into tiny black cloaks. Hundreds of Ravnicans mill about in the sanctuary, filling pews, beseeching priests, exchanging money, or maybe just socializing in the opulent, hallowed halls under the watchful eyes of 12 giants, gleaming in gleaming bronze plate, full face helmets, and wielding axes larger than you. Fortunately, as enforcers in good standing, you've never needed to be too concerned about what the consequences of angering one of these brutes may be. But environmental particulars aside, you soon find yourself being approached by a familiar face, a pale blue translucent ghost who seems far older than even any ghost should, with a long drooping mustache, eyes sunken far back into his wrinkled, ethereal face, one Lord Bertram Leopold. Good morning, Sinar. Sonnen, I've been waiting quite some time to see some competent enforcers. I have instructions for you from Abbot August. Abbot August is a sort of mid-level priest who is also Sam's character, and he is your most direct superior, and his title is the Abbot of Confessions, and I will be sending that note to you guys right now.
Great.
Oh, come on. Why are you doing this to me right now? Come on.
Technology.
You threw off my groove.
It was such a good groove. I was so
Yeah.
into that.
I'm like feeling this.
Yeah.
Hard.
Okay,
There
so
we
I've
go.
posted that letter for you to read. in the Discord, so you're free to read that.
In the chat.
So in the chat. Is it just for me and Sun?
Yeah, you've been presented a letter to read. You can generally expect this to be the details of some particular job. As wonderful people as you are, these letters typically don't come to be social calls.
Thanks, Bertrand. Good to see you as always.
As I understand it, this is an assignment for 3 enforcers. Normally, I would recommend that you seek out Brilmara. However, she is currently indisposed.
I prefer Zan. Do you know if she is available?
No accounting for taste. As far as I'm aware, she is.
Good. Sister,
Shall we?
I think we shall. Let's go find Zan.
Okay.
Lord Bertrand Leopold just kind of down into the floor.
I'll never get used to that.
He's so weird.
So where would Zan be hanging out in Orzova?
Oh, somewhere decadent, I think. It's a day that ends in Y.
For sure.
Yeah, I mean, as much as she loves her life's pleasures, like, you know, she does take her obligations to the Orzhov fairly seriously. Sometimes by choice and sometimes not, but she knows she has to. So somewhere nearby, I think, to sort of the center of everything. I don't know, help me out. What's sort of nearby? What's around that she might...
Someplace probably loud.
Well, it is the morning, and if Zan is currently not engaged in a job, there's like a sort of dining hall nearby, because this is a 9-to-5 job for a lot of people.
Right.
So there is sort of like off to the side, towards the back of the sanctuary, there's a little door in a hallway that leads into a larger dining hall with the same black and white tile that sort of covers the ground of the rest of the basilica. And it's where most of the Orzhov kind of just decompress from emotionally draining work.
Sure.
Yeah,
that's perfect. And I think she's there. She's not eating anything. She does that before she comes into public. So she's got a cup of tea and perhaps a fancy little biscuit that she, of course, just sets on the saucer for show. And she's just sort of watching, listening, seeing who is a worthy opponent on the sort of hierarchical chain of the Orzhov, who is not to be paid attention to, who is a threat, that sort of thing.
nice.
I'll just smell out where the incense and wine seem to be flowing.
Now. It's a little early for that. Only a little, but a little.
I will seek out Zan. Do I find her?
Yeah, she's not terribly hard to find.
No, she's not.
No, not at all. Especially because Zan is a dark elf, which is something that is known in Ravnica, but not like a dark elf in Ravnica. She is very clearly from another plane of existence, which is not entirely unheard of.
Sure.
Because the technical authority over all of Ravnica can travel between planes at will. So you're all very aware of other planes, and Zan just happens to be a traveler.
You and me.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and pull up a chair, except probably flip it around and straddle it, sit down in front of her.
Can I help you?
We've been given a job, and we need a little bit of extra help.
And as I recall, you helped me out pretty well on the last one, and I would like for you to come with us on this one.
I so appreciate your memory. I have to say it was an experience like no other working with you two. I
Well,
would be lying if I said I didn't enjoy myself, so let's do it again, why not?
all right. Well, I have the letter, and
I didn't even think to ask. Yes, what is it that we're doing?
oh, the usual. Looks like we're going to get a new recruit.
Oh, new blood. How fun.
Always. And looks like we need to take labor upon ourselves to return with due payments. So I believe we need to get some money.
So now wait, are we recruiting them to the organization, to the syndicate, or do they owe us money? Or both, I suppose.
Let's see. Why don't I just read the letters?
You know what? This is fun, but why don't I just? And I'm gonna reach over and try and take it from you.
I've literally been trying to read it in between listening to people, and I have snippets. We're a mess. I'm I don't know. There's money. I saw Asimov.
Oh, it was going so well. All right, let's see.
I looked cool for
should
2
I
seconds.
should I read it out loud for you, my dear?
Please.
More civilized efforts to collect a certain number of outstanding debts have proven to be ineffective. I ordered you, Initiate Asimov. Who is Initiate Asimov? I do not believe I know her, him, them. I don't know who they are.
People. I don't know.
Okay.
Don't think any of us know.
Oh, fantastic. And another enforcer of your choosing, thank you very much, to take this labor upon yourselves and return with due payments. This person, as always, late fees. I hope you've not forgotten. This doesn't feel like it's my business, but I'm going to keep reading anyway. Remember, violence only in self-defense, blah, blah, blah. No collateral damage. Do they know who we are? Theft is permissible up to the value of the debt, plus a little bit, I suppose. Abide by standard operating procedure, and this endeavor should remain technically legal.
I skimmed over it. Let me guess. There was something about me.
Yes, I mean, I respect your privacy a little bit. I will pretend for your benefit that I didn't read that paragraph.
And I will reach back and I will read it a little closely.
Okay.
I'll lean over and also read it what am I saying?
Oh.
And I'll just kind of lick my finger as it inflame it a little bit and kind of scratch off that paragraph.
Love it.
Technically legal.
It seems
No. Keep that part. That part's important.
This seems to have been damaged.
Oh, man.
You would be.
Uh-huh.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, so it seems like we should find this Initiate Asimov, bring them along with us, and we are to collect some outstanding debts. You do know how much I love being a tax collector for the Orsov.
I do, which is why I instantly was hoping that I would bring you along.
And you would all know that before one becomes an officially ordained priest with a title and everything, they go through becoming an initiate. So this is a full-on member of the Orzhov Syndicate, just someone who has clerical duties, but is not yet a priest within the order.
Got it.
And this, I don't remember if I mentioned it in the letter, but this is Asimov's final labor before he becomes.
It is not mentioned in the letter.
Well.
So I think that's interesting, and Zan doesn't know it.
All right. It is also relatively easy to find the priests and people who take on those roles, because they tend to hang out in the sanctuary. A lot of them take confession, which is people coming in and confessing various wrongdoings and basically buying them out. Because as well as being this city's mint of coins, they're also a religious institution because there are no gods in this setting.
You really got to hand it to them. They're a church in a place with no gods. I mean, really, just... We have maxed out our deception. It's really fantastic.
Where is your god now?
Where is your god now?
Anyway. Well, we should go to find this initiate Asimov and begin our labors, no?
Let's go.
Let's go.
You know how much I hate the sanctuary. I'll wait for you to.
Ugh, all right. I don't really like it that much either, but okay.
I know, but you know what happened last time I was in there, and I just... I can't afford it again.
They don't very much like it when I go in there either. So, but let's go.
Yes, but you have your sister here to take care of you, to keep you in check.
Yes,
We'll
I'll
see.
be keeping both of you in check then.
Oh,
You
but
do
that's
such
so
a
much
good
fun when you
job
move.
of it.
But it's so much
Okay.
fun when you cut loose. Let's go.
All right.
Oh, off we go.
And Ink, what is Asimov up to in the sanctuary?
Asimov is most likely going around trying to get like a little bit more money out of people before they confess. Like, we can be a little bit more forgiving, a little bit more receptive to your sins if you please the gods a little bit more as you do. Probably walking around just kind of like keeping an eye on everything, but also definitely being a snake.
I love it.
That's what he's good at.
Why don't you go ahead and roll a persuasion check to see how successful you are
Oh,
at
Lord.
extorting money from these poor people?
That's what they always want to do, dude. That's a 19.
All right, yeah, I will say you can go ahead and add 10 gold to your sheet.
Oh.
Good starts.
Yeah, you managed to go around like, that's like some poor country yokel. It's not going to be a whole lot. Oh, that person looks rich. I'm going to talk to that guy.
Yes.
So between picking the right marks and really sticking to the script, you're able to get a little extra money. And in the Orzhov, typically any extra money you acquire is yours to keep.
Nice. Okay.
So I guess we head to the sanctuary, and right before we go in, Sana's gonna sort of gently put her hand on Sin's shoulder. This might be a great time to remove your shades. We do want to ensure that the initiate knows who they're dealing with right now.
You don't think it would make everybody else uncomfortable in there?
Isn't that the goal? Or did I misunderstand?
That is exactly the goal.
That's fair.
There she is.
There she is.
Let's go.
I really am super torn. I hate it in there, but I do love it when Sin goes in without her glasses. No, I think Zan will wait outside for
Okay.
now. Like right just outside the door, so she can sort of peek in and watch.
Yeah, so you push through the big mahogany doors back into the sanctuary. There are two big, burly giants in bronze armor standing on either side of you, as they typically do. And it is not difficult to find Asimov between asking a couple of questions and seeing, well, who looks like they're a priest. It's a trivial task to find him.
Yeah,
I guess. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I've got like bright white hair. It's kind of easy to see me.
I'm gonna scan the area real quick, and assuming that I find him, I think that looks like him.
Yeah. Devout. And we'll walk up to them. So, are you Asimov?
I guess it depends who's asking.
I'm Sanar. This is my sister Sanan. We've been sent from the Order.
Oh, lovely.
Are you going
Liz-
to come nicely or no?
May I just say, you and your sister have the most piercing eyes.
We know.
Let's wink at her. Wink at him.
I suppose that's
At
the
her.
point.
I've got someone waiting outside. Do we want to go get this started?
I'm just gonna take like one of the coins and twirl it between my fingers, and I'll like nod.
All right. I will walk behind him,
Mhm.
and San, if you want to lead the way, and we'll kind of just flank him just to make sure he doesn't do something stupid.
Sandwich the boy.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
like we ate to do. All the while just locking eyes with anybody else in the church. Just...
It took 31 minutes. And that's including the 5 minutes that we had the starting soon screen. So
Yeah, right.
Congratulations, everybody.
So as you get out, it is a bright, sunny day. All of you can see very clearly, and now it is the perfect time to describe what your characters look like, because I forgot to ask you that as we were going in. We're doing it live, folks. What's everyone look like? How about this? What do the two monks and the priest come out when they see Zan?
What do they see in Zan, you mean?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
what
So Zan is well, I don't know about on Ravnica, but she's generally fairly tall for a dark elf, fairly standard for the half elf that she is, though. Her dark elf heritage is fairly obvious for most to see. She has long white hair that she usually keeps in a braid behind her back. She wears a studded leather armor, but it's it's detailed beyond all function, we'll say. There's embroidery, there is embossing in the leather, the studs themselves are very fancy. She doesn't actually carry, I suppose she has a dagger on her belt, but beyond that, she doesn't actually carry any sort of noticeable weaponry. She does have a small sort of buckler shield that she also keeps clipped, although it's usually somewhat hidden behind her cloak, so it's not always immediately obvious. Dresses almost entirely in black with a black cloak with red trim on the inside of it. What am I missing? She's got bright violet eyes. I think that mostly covers it.
All right. And Sin, what about you?
Well, Sin is almost like a carbon copy of her twin sister, Sen. Only difference is the fire found her early and changed her eyes to a very, well, this. And her skin around them just looks burned and volcanic. Her hair is always messy and chaotic, just like she is. The nose ring. She wears black, kind of like a top like this, like a black, very flowy top, black flowy pants. She's got a short bow that's strapped to her back, as well as a dagger to her hip, and she wears, of course, her signet ring. She just looks like she's down to set pretty much anything on fire at any moment.
Love it.
Love that for you.
And Son?
So yep, I look like the carbon sort of opposite copy of Sin, and she's in sort of white flowy like clothing, but she's got some different shades of blue sort of wrapped in between it. She has her hair is always kind of like pulled back into a bun, and she's got pretty dark hair, but she's got one streak of like sort of reddish auburn flowing through it, and she has tattoos going all down her arms of different kinds of it's like waves and storms, and water droplets, and within the water droplet reflections you can see fire, and she looks almost kind of like watery and reflective when you look at her, despite the fact that she's an elf. And she has a quarterstaff on her back that has a red ribbon and a blue ribbon tied around it.
I completely forgot about my tattoos.
That's right. Talk about your tattoos because they're
I
badass.
I also have full sleeve tattoos that are very flame and just circulating my arms. But as you get closer to the hand, the left hand, you start to see more of a flowing water. And wrapped around her left wrist are prayer beads, but they don't look like hers. They're blue and white and green as the beads wrap around, and you'll notice that Sen has red and black beads wrapped around hers, as we have a little bit of each other around us all the time.
Oh, that's so sweet. And Asimov, how about you?
Okay, so Asimov is like the 6 foot tall. He's a lot bulkier than you'd expect from someone from the clergy. Like his shoulders are very broad. He's got this like stoic, almost white gray hair that part of is pulled up into a bun, the rest kind of hangs to his shoulders. He's got like a mustache and a little sad little goatee. I think the most defining thing is probably he's got a lightning scar that runs through his eye, down his neck, and disappears into the collar of his white shirt. His one eye is like a dark green, and the other eye is like a stark milky white, the one with the lightning scar through it. He's wearing very simple clothes like white shirt, brown pants, boots, but he's got like a sort of priestly vestment layered over it that it's very clear that like he just takes this thing on and off. He kind of seems like a little rough and tumble, not exactly a, I guess, refined kind of person. And on his right pinky, he's got the signet ring.
Could you say that you worship the Father, Son, and Swoley Ghost?
Swoley Spirit.
Love it.
I'm only a little bit swole because of my job. That's about it.
Hey, I've been sitting on that for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, he's also got a long amulet that hangs from his neck that is like a bright ruby and has the Asimov symbol like chiseled into the top.
Love it.
Someone just said swollen ghost, and that makes me kind of concerned.
I just.
Eugenio is no longer wanting to play with me.
You know, I mean, I'm all about all of it, but you know how I feel about puns like that.
I know, but you're not the DM and you can't punish me.
That's what you think. About the punishing, not about the DMing. Please, I do not want to DM this game.
Santa's dead.
Well, that's it. This is a little earlier than my mutinies usually happen.
No,
Usually we
keep
get
it.
into the first combat encounter before
No,
that
keep
goes
it.
on
It's yours. I don't want it. Keep it. I want my Zan.
Oh, as you should. All right.
Zan and I want it all.
Ink, I'm going to link you a copy of the letter, and so now all 4 of you can elect to pick your first target.
Oh,
Oh,
To
God.
clarify,
Now I can actually read this now that my sunglasses are off.
and to clarify for everyone in chat right now, they're going debt collecting, and
oh,
it's gonna be fun.
my friends. There is no choice to be made. We must go to the opera.
Thinking the exact same thing.
It's the biggest debt, blah, 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 but mostly, let's go to the opera.
Do enjoy a little bit of sinful indulgence of the arts.
You see, we watch Act 1, we listen to the beautiful soprano, during the first intermission, we get our money, and if we manage to get it without killing anyone, maybe we can stay for Acts 2 and 3.
I think that means that we will be Act 2 and 3.
Ugh, well... Are we in agreement?
I mean, the more money, the more money.
That's not really a saying, but okay.
Listen, all right, yes, let's go. I don't really like the opera though, or whatever. I don't know what this is. I'm not. As long as I get to hit somebody.
You will. I promise.
So to the opera we go.
To the opera.
I suppose it's probably that evening, so we've got some time. But
Yeah, it is. And speaking of time,
Segue.
So this game will take place in the 10th district, and the district is separated into 6 different precincts. This district is the home of all of the major guild halls, and this precinct is the wealthiest among those. So you're in the richest possible place one could be in out of the entire city world.
Well, where else would we be?
Point being, you might need to spruce yourselves up a little bit before you can very well be accepted into the opera. There are rules and social standards.
Of course there are. It is the opera. We might interrupt intermission, but we're not going to disrespect the arts.
I hate wearing fancy things. I can never fight in them.
But you look so good in them.
Only
Plus, when you
do
have
it.
to rip them to hit people, it makes me happy.
But it is not your clothes that you are ripping.
I know. Look, I'll pay for the repairs or the new ones, whatever the case may be.
All right. You win me over.
Or no, even better, we'll just increase the size of the debt because this is part of the, cost of doing the work, and he's got late fees, or I don't know how long this debt is, but whatever. He's got late fees, and so we'll tack it on the cost of your clothing.
Perfect.
Best kind of money is the money that does not come out of our pockets.
Exactly.
All right. You've won me over. You're lucky. You're so beautiful.
All right. So fine clothes in the newest fashions will cost you about 15 gold pieces. And fortunately for you, the newest fashions at this point in time, seems to be very much black and white, which is great because those are the Orzhov guild colors.
Of course it is.
So you're very comfortable stepping into whatever sort of fine clothes you elect to wear.
Now, I have a very important question, Alex. I have a set of fine clothes in my equipment, but I don't know if they're from this season.
That is a great question.
And I wouldn't go out in clothes from last season.
Oh, for sure. Roll a history check.
Okay.
We
I just
need
gotta
to know.
say,
Don't
like,
trust Mom.
We need
Your
to
little
know.
last season Prada should
I love it. That's right. It's a non-natural 20.
All right. Yeah. So fortunately, when you were purchasing these clothes, you're very fashion forward, right? So you have your clothes like generally one season ahead. And so you were prepared for this before you knew you were prepared for this.
Aha. So I've got to
You
go back.
set the trend.
I've got to go back a bit and dig out the old stuff for tonight.
Yeah. Exactly that.
Perfect.
Yes.
everything about Zan screams that stupid sweater that says "I'm a luxury" and on the back it says "Few can afford." That's everything about what's going on here.
I hate everything
No, I
about
don't
that,
thi-
but also yes.
I don't think you can afford her though.
Exactly, luxury
It's-
if you can afford.
Oh, if you can afford. I
Few
thought you
can
said
afford. Few.
You can afford. Got
Yeah.
it. None can afford. I guess like get something that's like black and strappy and has like a very, very high slit
Right.
for reasons. Just because you've
For
got to be
ease
able to...
of movement.
Exactly.
Because that's
And-
what a slit on the side of your leg does. Anyway.
Yep. And then I will hide the dagger on the inside of my thigh.
Love it.
Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Yeah, but like way more badass.
Mm.
For reasons.
Reasons it does create movement.
Is there anything else that you feel like you should accomplish between now and nightfall? You've got essentially like 12 hours or so.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to know a little bit more about this captain that we're going to collect from. I don't know how much I mean, obviously they don't, the Orzhov people that assigned Sin and San for this mission didn't see fit to sort of give them any more details other than that he's part of the, oh boy, Wojek
Wojek?
League?
Wojek,
Yeah,
yes.
what is
Great.
Wojek?
Not my words, but I got to be true to the setting.
No, absolutely. I love it. So besides that, I mean, I would love to just spend a little bit of time finding out more about him.
Sure. So as members of the Orzhov, one of your best ways of doing that is like all of these debts are kept in contract, and you actually have the authority to access these contracts. So you can go down and you can see precisely what his contract was. with the Orzhov. And typically they like to acquire as much information as possible.
Sure.
Because their interest is in recollecting the debt, and they want to know what sort of endeavor this is going to be used for.
Totally. And yeah, I mean, if that's like easily accessible to someone of our rank, then I would probably actually just go ahead and check out all 3 of the folks that are on the list, since we're going to have to get to them anyway, if they're all sort of in one central record hub.
Do we have any like previous knowledge of these people?
I don't think so. Certainly not the second one, the Guildless Bard. She's more or less a nobody.
Okay. But the captain.
The captain. So the Wojek League is the secret police of the Boros Legion. The Boros Legion is another guild, and it's Ravnica's standing army.
Okay.
So, and the Wojek League is sort of the only part of this body that has any sort of intelligence. So military intelligence, they're the only group among the Boros that does any sort of preemptive action, and they also do internal policing. And you would know that the first person on the list, Hierarch, is a title used by the Selesnya Conclave, another guild that's dedicated to peace, healing, and tranquility through nature. And Hierarch is a title for one of their priests and educators.
Okay.
The particularly cynical of you might think that all of the Selesnia's talk about peace is a load of nonsense, because to some extent they are also an army. There are people who know how to fight, and there are a lot of them that work for the Selesnya. But yeah, you were easily able to just head down. This is like in a basement. I want to say this is like the 3rd or 4th basement level of Orzhova. You need to prove your membership to the guild, but you all have signet rings. So that is relatively easy to do. And you're led into these big, enormous room, which is basically just rows and rows and rows of just like ye olde filing cabinets. And there are several ghosts around that are typically responsible for maintaining and accessing these records.
Okay. Great. Yeah, does anybody? I don't want to bogart the pre-mission mission. So if anybody else has stuff.
Nope. I just want to find out more about this captain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you use the money for? Sort of. I mean, we know he's high up in the Boros Legion's police arm. Also, like specifics about his tickets for tonight, if we can get sort of that level of stuff, and even if that we have to leave Orzhova for that to find out. You know, is he gonna have a date with him? Does he have his own box? What's the dealio?
I want to know if he got any kids.
Oh, we just hopped there. Love it. Yes, let's go.
So that sort of information you would be best served contacting an agent of the Demir, which is the primary information brokers and secret finders in Ravnica, the Demir being another guild. But yeah, but between speaking to the ghosts and a very meticulously organized system of filing, you are able to find out information on all 3 of them. You find out that Hierarch Bayul, can't even say my own names tonight.
I was going to say, those are yours.
Yeah, that one is mine. I take responsibility for that one. So he works in Precinct 1, so he's relatively nearby. Let me open up my notes.
Be able to spell precinct.
It's going
That's
well.
pretty bad. I just spelled it out. I'm like, ooh, off to a great start,
That
kids.
looks wrong.
Yeah, I was like, I feel like I'm missing a C somewhere.
I
Love
love
how
it.
one of our just titles is English. Like, yep, we're good at this.
Yep. I speak common. It says so right there.
So yeah, you find some information about the Hierarch. He teaches basically healing magic, and he borrowed money to fund research by the Golgari Swarm. which is another guild. And it's interesting because the Selesnya is not typically a scientifically minded body.
Yeah.
So for anyone to be funding research from that particular guild, at bare minimum, it's some interesting trivia.
Which guild was it again?
The Selesnya Conclave. And the guild that
Selesnya.
was
Okay,
doing the
yeah.
research that was funded was the Golgari Swarm.
Oh, so
Okay.
Selesnya funded the Golgari research with Orzhov
Yeah.
money. I
Yes.
get it. I get it.
Oh,
Interesting.
there's
Okay.
layers.
There's almost no information on the Guildless Bard beyond the fact that,
Because who cares?
yeah, right. She wanted to move out of Precinct 6 into somewhere better. And so she used that money to basically buy a house.
Alex feels
Aw.
terrible because I'm like, oh, they just want a better life. And Sin's like, I'm gonna kick her ass anyways.
All right. And then the captain, Durov, interestingly enough, there's very little information about what the money was actually used for.
Really?
Yes, you know that, let's see. This is by far and away the largest debt you've ever been sent to collect. This is an unusual quantity of money.
Yeah.
Is gambling, prostitution, and drugs a thing in this world?
Absolutely. The whole world is a city. And for the viewers at home, this person owes the guild 3,281 gold, 9 silver, and 9 copper. This is a preposterous quantity of money.
Yeah.
And 9
There's
copper.
actually no information on what this was used for, but the date associated with it is roughly 3 to 4 months ago.
Okay.
So it was all taken out at the same time, not gradually over a period.
Yeah, this was a single loan.
And is there any information about like their location or anything like that?
Well, we have the opera, but that's it.
But no location of like where they work, study, live?
Let me pop open my notes here to see my map.
I'm with chat. That 9 copper is really what took it over the top for me.
Yeah. I was sitting here listening to this value, and I'm like, man, just sounds like this man wants to send his son to college. Jesus.
I'm just over here going, he bought something very good. Or I hope it was.
Better have been.
Terrible.
That was one wild night.
Yeah, so there are a variety of Legion garrisons that are just sort of dropped all around the city. And you know that he works for one in the 10th district, in your same precinct. So he's relatively local for Boros, whereas they're typically, like their headquarters is not in this precinct. And for a rough idea of scale, each one of these precincts is the size of a moderately large city.
Okay.
So the entire precinct is like the entirety of the urban sprawl that extends from like Boston to Washington, D.C.
Oh, God.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Love that.
I had a question. I don't remember what it was. Oh, I wondered what this money was used for. Was there, since he's pretty local, was there anything that we would have noticed or more importantly, I guess, remembered that Boros outpost did in the last 3 months? Any ostentatious displays of money from the organization itself?
Not in particular.
Okay.
Normally I would make you roll a history check, but the Boros is very overt. They're not a
Right.
very smart group. In particular, in this
Okay.
location, there's not a lot of overt crime.
Sure.
So it's not
Sure.
like, there are, crazy Rakdos sacrifices in the middle of the street here like there are in other parts of the city. So the military doesn't have a whole lot of presence here beyond making the rich folks feel safe. But to your knowledge,
Okay.
there's no significant increase in Boros' presence in this particular precinct of the 10th district.
Okay.
Huh.
So, personal use, we hope, then. How very interesting and delicious.
Can only imagine. How many jewels the person he bought those for?
Maybe we can take some of them back in payment of his date.
I hope it was worth it.
It will be if we get them.
No, that's true. That is very true. Oh,
You want to track down some more secret information?
I mean,
Yep.
we've got all day. Absolutely,
yes.
we do.
Yes.
Plenty of
That's
time,
what
yeah.
we want.
What are shifty bastards? I want to know.
I would like to ask around and figure out what the show is that he's going to see tonight.
Oh, you have hit to the heart of it, Asimov. Yes. What are we seeing tonight?
So it is an opera. It's sort of like a tragic nonsense Romeo and Juliet story about two lovers who are in competing guilds.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it's a bunch of nonsense about guild tensions and how love conquers all and stuff like that.
Yes.
Okay, I'm just trying to think about like what collateral damage I can get away with without it being like, oh yeah, something's happening.
It's kind of vapid in subject matter, but the actual like art and costuming and music of it all is decently quality. So even if you're not there for the themes of it all, you can't really put down the art.
Fantasy Shakespeare is going to be so pissed off.
Any Rakdos in the cast?
I don't know if you would know that information.
Okay.
Typically, you can expect not. There's not a whole big Rakdos presence in this guild, and an even smaller bit of that influence would be seen in like official opera level productions that again are for like the richest of the rich to come see.
Sure. Right.
Is there any place one can get snacks?
Scene, my darling. Oh, we must always work together.
I mean, if you're going to bore the ever life out of me, I might as well have some candy.
I will teach you to appreciate it if it is the last thing I do, my love.
So interestingly enough, in Precinct 1, sort of the main draws of like nightlife are Orzhov-run nightclubs. So the Orzhov themselves have a financial interest in a lot of different establishments, from restaurants to nightclubs, that sort of thing. So if you want to get something outside, you could do that. But there are also like expensive wines and fancy cheeses that you could indulge on.
I just want a flask of good wine and like essentially like a thing of the equivalency of like gummy bears.
Get turned on communion wine.
And not with you.
Just, like, and if there's like something extra in them that gets you like a little,
I will say yes, between your connections with these nightclub owners via the guild and your determination to find some zesty gummy bears, you're able to acquire a good snack.
Perfect. I have a wine skin of wine, and I have gummy bears that may or may not make me see things. This is perfect.
Oh boy.
Here we go.
I'll just go over to the sun and go, look what I got. You want one?
Nope, but I would love to watch you eat them.
That's the most erotic thing I've heard all day. Let's go find out more information.
Well, we're kind of like he's looking for snacks. I would like to ask whoever's selling tickets. I would like to know where our captain got his seats
Ooh.
in the theater.
Okay.
You mean
What
where in the
method-
theater they are, or where he bought them?
No, where he is in the theater.
Okay, great. Because that was going to be mine too. So good thinking.
So
That
how are you?
first one.
How are you asking this? Are you like, oh, I'm a friend, I want to sit by them, or like, he owes me money and I need to collect? Like, what's your route here?
I'm gonna like slide. I don't know what the correct term is, so I'm just gonna go like Ticketmaster.
Oh,
Don't sue me.
That's
Um,
fine.
I'm gonna like slide him like 5 gold and be like, so I have an interest in getting the best seats possible for tonight? Is it possible I can know which seats are taken and where?
The ticket taker is young human man, black hair, kind of thin. He just looks at the gold and kind of scoops it away. You get the sense that he doesn't really live in this district, so this is probably quite a boon for him to be bribed. Yeah, he pulls out basically a map of the theater and points out to different sections of the city. Fortunately for you, this map is actually to some extent labeled.
Mm-hmm.
And so you notice that in one of the boxes, in the upper, it was one of the upper boxes on stage right. You actually do notice two little, basically they're like little Boris symbols, because everything in this city is basically run by guild, and so it would not be uncommon to see people just sort of like bubbled in by guild, and then more specific information is somewhere else.
Okay, I will write that down in my mental notebook, and I will kind of like put my hand over the ticket taker's hand and be like, "Thank you, darling," and then walk away.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
This is so
so
cool.
much.
I'm just happy I bought in-game gummy bears. Like I could, that's it. My life is over.
Important things. What did you discover, Asimov?
So, I have found where our little friend will be sitting, so perhaps we can have a better view of the stage, through the hole in his head. And I have also learned what show we're seeing tonight, so this will be wonderful.
Oh, what is playing tonight?
Oh, something campy, something romantic, but
That
I
narrows
bet
it down so little, my dear. It is opera after all.
I've heard that this looks really good. I will most likely not be paying attention.
Fantastic. So, where in the did they tell you where in the you said where the theater he is sitting? Is he on his own somewhere? Are we going to have to deal with bystanders? What's the situation?
Two little markers up on the upper stage right in the box. I asked for the approximation of where all the seats are. It doesn't seem like any of the surrounding seats might be filled, but I'm not exactly sure.
Oh, that's all right. If he's in his own box, then there can't be too many other people too nearby, and it will be
Yes.
much easier for us to get into him. Fantastic.
Of course.
So what might be our plan? I want to find out some information about his family. I don't have any intention of hurting any of them, but he doesn't know that.
I love the way you think, son.
Interrupt the show, cause a little bit of panic, escort him away under the pretense of safety,
Everybody thinks that I'm the dangerous sister.
wrap him up, carry him off.
I could
Meanwhile-
always do it my way. I could just burn the whole place down.
I have not seen. Oh, think.
Did
of-
you see what they're putting on tonight? It's so.
No collateral damage.
But
I
the
want all of
music
that
is
money.
Yes, but
Beautiful.
sometimes, the story is an attack on us. So, that's defense. If we
I'm
were to
sorry that your hearts cannot take the offer, darling. It's not my fault.
If we want to change the theater, we must be a part of the theater, not burn the theater to the ground, my darlings.
Listen, nothing starts better than rising from the ashes.
Why don't we call that plan J?
Fine.
So, I want more information before
Yes.
we go in.
Absolutely. Let's find out what you want to find out about the family, and then, knowing that, we'll put in place a proper plan of attack. You all can arrive when you want. I would love to watch Act 1. Maybe right at the end of it, we go up to his box before intermission, but we will sort that out later. Do you have an idea of how we could collect the information you desire, my dear Sen?
I think there are some agents and guilds that would be useful in this endeavor. Perhaps we should go to them, ask for some, facts, and go from there.
Yes, I suppose it was inevitable that we would have to deal with the Dimir. Let's do it then.
Okay.
Yep. We head off. I go wherever sun goes.
All right. So, given the fact that you a live and work and exist in Ravnica, and b you have a priest with you who carries maybe more sensitive information than enforcers might.
Sure.
You actually do know the location of a particular information broker, and you know that she is to some extent like the bane of your existence because she actively works against the Orzhov,
Ooh, cool.
but she has no particular like conniption about it. Like she doesn't particularly hate them. She just it's a job, and she's really good at it. No one has, to your knowledge, ever caught this person in the act of doing anything.
I'm assuming because I'm new to this, she's never met me.
No, none of you have ever met this character.
Okay.
And you only know that in certain circles among this particular precinct, they refer to her as the Spider.
Oh God.
Oh, lovely.
Right.
Cue the Black Widow jokes. Okay, so I'm just gonna say, as we go to find her, I'm gonna tuck my amulet like into my shirt and take my ring off and like put it in my pocket.
Okay.
I'm also gonna take my ring off.
Yes, I'll take the ring off.
I
And
know
I'll-
it messes the whole aesthetic.
It doesn't.
I'll take mine off, and I will keep an eye out on people and just kind of see if I can pick up in the information going in. I have a thing where I can read lips.
Okay.
Ooh.
I took a feat, y'all. I took observant. I can read lips as long as it's in a language I can understand.
I love that.
Alright. What languages do you know?
Oof, I know a lot. I know so many. Abyssal, Common, Elvish, Primordial, and Undercommon.
All right.
I know a lot of. We know a lot.
That's a good bunch right there. Whose lips are you trying to read in particular?
So we're going in and we're going to try and talk to this spider, correct?
Yes.
And
you know she exists in this precinct. You do not necessarily know her location, but
Okay.
but knowing that a Demir operative exists is a lot better than most people have in terms of leads.
got it. So and we're walking in. I don't know. Surprise me.
Is it like a bar?
Who's around me? Yeah, who's around me? Is there like a? Yeah, are we in a bar?
Well, where are you going to look for this person?
I'm assuming a bar would have a good amount of information because there's a lot of people.
Sure.
You kind of get like a mixed bag.
Yeah, your best bet for that would probably be like an Orzhov nightclub because they would be automatically predisposing to helping you because of your guild affiliation. So yeah, you go into nightclub / bar. It's pretty empty, given that at this point it's probably like 1 p.m.
Don't judge my drinking habits.
Yeah, I mean, no one's judging you.
Live
but,
your life, my love.
The population of sad daytime drunk is not very high current moments.
Unfortunate.
But you actually see a sort of very well dressed little goblin, sort of just like cleaning up stuff behind, manning the bar, swapping out bottles, that sort of thing. And he just like nods at you as you enter.
Is there anybody in like some weird shady corner?
Not in particular. It is pretty empty. It's a bar in like.
God damn it! All right,
I'm sorry.
I'll let it go. I'll do cool stuff later.
This is social time, not lighting things on fire.
I'm going to lean over to Asimov. Well, this is kind of a test. Why don't you take the lead on this one?
Yes, I love that idea. Zan goes and orders a drink.
I'm gonna go walk up to the
Two.
bartender.
Get me too.
And I'm going to just like lean over very gently. And like, how much is like a mead or something here, or like a wine? How much is that?
Let me see, because there actually is a
Scale.
there is a table for some of the modern amenities
Nice.
that
Hell yeah, there
Ravnica
is.
offers.
9 coppers.
Hell
someone
yeah,
just
there
said.
is.
I also want to say I tried to read as much of Ravnica as I could, and I still feel like I have absolutely no clue what I'm doing.
Oh, I
Girl.
did none of that.
He was gonna say, I
Wouldn't
know
give
who
a
the
Magic the
guilds are, and
Gathering.
that's about it.
I believed we were Rakdos for like a whole week. I was like, wait,
Oh my god.
You secretly want to be Rakdos. I see you.
I was researching the
I
wrong
see you.
one.
That's right.
You know.
So, a decent glass of wine will probably cost you about like 3 silver.
Okay, so I'll just buy
Alright.
like a nice glass of wine.
Sure.
And just kind of like lean over and be like, "Oh, good afternoon," and then just
Good
take a small
afternoon.
sip.
Oh my.
Oh, Jesus.
The voice over here.
There it
Goblin.
We love you, Alex.
My God.
That took me by surprise. I wasn't looking and I didn't know where the voice came from.
Oh, God.
What do you want?
Have you seen any of the, let's call them, the knowledgeable shades around recently? The Demir.
I mean, they don't wear fucking badges.
I
Yes,
hate him
well-
and I love him.
Well, I would assume that not everyone comes in here dressed like they're about to kill someone and then write it down in their notebook.
What's your point?
Have you gotten anyone coming through here paying lots of money for lots of information, whether from you or at the bar or what have you?
I mean, not like in the bar. Usually those people find what they want and leave.
Yes.
I'll just walk up next to Asimov
Yes.
and I'll just like put my hand and I'll just kind of trace on the bar and just start burning it.
Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? He's like swatting at you with like some like paper thing you just grab like.
San. What is
I
she
don't
doing?
recommend the paper. Paper kind of just, you know.
Have you noticed anybody in a corner just watching anybody for long periods of time?
Take another sip.
And I'll just keep drawing out a line.
And as she's doing that, I'm like trying to trace behind her with some water.
You ruin everything. And I just poke her and it steams a little.
Goblin is watching this whole interaction, like not really sure how all the pieces are fitting together.
Okay, let's put it simply. We need to know information about the spider.
What kind of information?
Where is she?
Any information that you have.
Now you see, usually there's a fee that goes along with these things. You're in the guild, you know how these things work.
Perhaps you could waive it for us today, just as a favor.
I rolled like a 9 for persuasion, which was not great.
Good, that's a good start.
All right.
I got a 19 the first time. Leave me alone.
I will.
Yeah, maybe
Where are his
Victoria's to stop breathing down my ass in the 4th precinct. That's not gonna happen anytime soon. I need fucking money.
Oh, you need someone. You need someone here that's not one of us.
I'll where's his hand?
Honestly, at this point, probably waving emphatically, talking about something. The Azorius
Oh no.
in a problem.
The Italian? I don't.
Cool. I'm gonna grab it and pin it to the bar.
Oh God.
Oh
I'm
my
just-
God.
And I'm gonna
Cool.
just start singeing it.
Oh my God.
I'm
I
not
don't
gonna
really-
stop. I'm just gonna stare and watch.
I'm not going to start yelling because I am in a house full of people, but rest assured, the goblin is yelling in as loud as his little smoker's voice can possibly produce.
I am not very patient.
Oh boy.
God, I can't spell this. I'm going to do I have to have the ring out in order to use it, or can I just like do like this whole thing?
You need to be the ring needs to be equipped, so you need to be wearing it.
Okay, so I'll kind of like have my hand in my pocket and like slide it back on,
Yeah.
and then just kind of like go like this. I want you to make a wisdom save for me, Alex.
Sure thing.
And it starts.
Not
For a
the
second,
goblin, literally you, Alex.
Yeah.
Do it to keep doing this goblin voice.
Well, for a second, I thought he was talking to me, and I was like, are they trying to do something to Sid? Because
Yeah,
I'm
right.
also Alex. This is gonna get confusing.
Your name is Sin, though.
That's right, you're Sin.
So that was a natural 8.
Okay, well, I'm gonna cast command then, and
All right.
I'm going to look right at him, and I'm going to be, you're going to tell us where she is, and you're going to say nothing about this to anyone.
So command is one word. What you're
Well,
trying to do, that would be better
that's
served by casting suggestion.
Okay, so I'm just going to be like, now. Like in terms of like how she asks for information, I'm just gonna go now.
Okay, sure.
I don't know how command works.
You're
I've never
better
had it.
than
This is
me.
my first time playing a cleric.
You are
You get-
nicer than me.
You get one word to issue a command. So typically in combat, that would be like run, surrender.
Die.
Yeah. Drop. It's very simple
I
stuff.
don't know how
Oh.
this works.
I will say that contextually, given the fact that he very clearly knows what you want, I'm assuming you use now at the end of a sentence, and the fact that Sin is burning his hand,
I
Yes.
can't.
he gets the picture.
Listen, Chris, I'm not that smart. I see you in chat.
Ooh, spill is good.
Yeah,
Dish.
once Sin quits burning his hand, because again, I don't really intend to scream in a house full of people.
I will release my hand and just go and sit down and drink whatever drink I hope Zen got me.
I can pass Sin the rest of my wine if she would like it.
So he gets it, he's just waving, holy fuck! He's just like waving his hand around. Fine, bastards. Turns around, he comes back with a
Is he from Boston all of a sudden?
God, it sounds like a New York taxi driver. Jesus.
That's right.
So don't anger the DM, he will murder all of us.
Oh.
This
Yeah.
goblin's gonna throw some tiny fists.
he comes back with a bottle of wine. With like a sort of crudely drawn spider like taped onto it as a label.
Oh, that actually
Oh.
worked. All
I
right.
love that.
Drink that. That's how they find her.
I'm sorry. Say that one more time.
Wine, the cup, and drink it.
Does it have to be in a cup?
If you're not a goddamn savage, it does.
I'm just gonna pour it straight into my mouth.
That's right. There it is.
Take a little bit of sip, just like.
You underestimate this and
Oh,
their
no.
savagery.
All right, so you take a draft of the wine, and your vision kind of goes black for a bit. It's not an offensive sensation, right? So it's not like you're being targeted by a particular spell, but you get sort of the very clear impression of walking out of this bar, walking north probably like 2 or 3 blocks, and heading up to basically like an apartment room at the end of a hallway. And you can, like, where this is. You basically just walked it.
Okay. I'm gonna like pass it this and be like, I think these would go well with your gummy bears.
The spider bottle?
Yes.
Hey, no, you can't take that. I make a lot of money off of that. There's a deal.
I'm sorry. Are you telling us we can't take this bottle with us?
Yeah, I fucking am. You can't take it.
Okay.
He's gonna
Well.
grab the bottle back.
Wait, is that a strength contest?
Is Sin gonna resist?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
What kind
Roll
of person do
strength.
you think she is?
It just burned a person. Do you think I'm gonna resist him trying to take my damn wine bottle?
I feel like this would be really uncomfortable wine to like sip on a nice evening, though.
Oh, this is not good.
Oh,
Oh, it's so not good. Strength?
Yes.
Two.
All right. Well, he
Wait,
rolled
can
a 9.
God damn it! I was gonna give her.
It is
Oh,
the most
guidance, and that still wouldn't
pathetic
help.
tug of war any of us have ever seen. I love it.
Now look here.
I
Cool.
don't know what it is. One of us.
Cool. I'll set a bar stool on fire and then walk out.
Uh,
You successfully
Out.
ignite the bar stool. And you can hear this wretched goblin shrieking and running around, desperately trying to put out the bar stool.
Just before we like walk out, I'm gonna dump water on it. I'm gonna just flick my hand and put it out, or assist. Not all the way. I'm gonna just help a little bit.
Oh, I was just gonna say. I was gonna say, could flame the bar stool.
Oh my.
I'm
We're
not
just
sure
gonna
what
burn
like
our way through this campaign.
yeah, right. I'm not
I
sure
mean-
what radiant damage does in terms of lighting stuff on
I
fire.
mean,
Sure.
objects can't make dex saves.
True. That's true.
I mean, they also can't be targeted by spells that target creatures, but let's blow things up.
Technically legal.
Listen,
Ah,
There it is.
he said technically legal, and I'm running with it.
all right. So before we go and chase down this information broker, I think this is a wonderful time to take a break as we are about halfway through this 3-hour stream.
I
so
think it is too.
Oh,
we're gonna
God.
hop off for probably about 5-10 minutes, and we will be right back.
Thanks, everybody, for checking us out. If you can, while you're on the break, click around, follow us on Twitter. Remember that we are donating money all month to Trans Lifeline during the month of June for Pride Month. There's a link down below the screen for donations. If you would like to be a part of that fundraiser for us, we would super appreciate it. We will see you in about 5 or 10 minutes. Bye, everybody. Hey, everybody, we are back. Thanks so much for hanging out. We're so glad to see you all back here again. We are back with Variant Roles Presents Ravnica, Technically Legal, DM'd by the fantastic Alex, Axolotl Cure on Twitter. Really quick before we get started again, yet another super important reminder that it is Pride Month, and Variant Roles is doing our best to include programming and do some fundraising for the LGBTQIA+ community. Check us out on Twitter to find out all the cool programming that we're doing this month for Pride, and just below us there is a little button where you can donate to our charity of choice this month, which is Trans Lifeline. They're an amazing organization, and we would love for you to help us support them. All right, so that's enough housekeeping. Alex, take it away.
All right, so we left off pre-break where our party was attempting to find an information broker, an operative in another guild, House Demir. And by drinking some enchanted wine, you have been able to find this person's location. And you head down the pristine, immaculately kept white marble streets. All of the grounds in this precinct are fastidiously maintained by the Selesnya Conclave. So all the grass is as green as it can be. Litterers are thoroughly and rapidly prosecuted by the Azoria Senate. They do everything they can to make sure that this place looks relatively nice. And it's pretty successful. You make your way north about 3 blocks, and you pop your way into this apartment building. And you head up 3 flights of stairs, and sure enough, at the end of the hall, there's a very familiar looking door that you saw only like 10 minutes ago without having ever been there.
Nice. Okay, so how do we want to approach this? Like knock on door, sneak in? How do we want to do this?
Look, I really admire how things were handled back at the bar. I know it looked like I wasn't paying attention at all, but I was. I was being, I didn't want to interfere. I was grading you, Asimov, for your final thing. Anyway, I admire all of that, but I think maybe less fire and violence. The goblin was a useless, worthless bartender, but the spider, they are different.
I'm gonna side-eye Sin for the fire and violence.
And I'll just look at San and go, I thought you liked the fire and violence.
I love the fire and violence. What I don't love is having House Demir come down like a ton of bricks on top of the 4 of us.
Ugh.
Potato.
So, but are you saying that you're going to go in and do it?
If that
Let's
is
go,
what
San.
you
You
would
know
like.
you have the charm.
You do have this charm about you, definitely.
I mean, how could I say no after that?
Ugh. Love you. All right, let's go.
Head down the hallway. Any particularly special way you knock or don't knock or attempt to communicate the person inside?
I am the one who knocks.
No, I mean, I suppose we don't know anything about the accepted protocol here, so I think just a sort of firm, confident knock will do.
Sure. So you knock on the door. There's like a beat of silence. And then you hear like pots and pans clattering.
Oh, no.
They're like it sounds like some furniture or something has fallen over. You hear a muffled like, sorry.
Oh, no.
Bump, 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 thud, bump, 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 bump. Just a second. Bump, 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 thud, thud, bump. Door
Dealing with a Baba
sort
Yaga.
of bursts open, and you see standing in front of you a young, very short, but fully adult, dark elf. So dark brown skin, purple eyes, and a shock of white hair that is ever so slightly too full to be really considered a pixie cut. She's about 4'10", and she's wearing like these black robes that are not entirely dissimilar to what Sin would normally wear, except they're just like full all the way, coming up all the way to the neck with a slight collar. Hiya!
How old are we talking here? I know tiny, but how old are we thinking?
For a dark elf, maybe like 70,
Oh
75.
wow. Okay.
Oh, wow. Okay.
None of this is what I expected. Cool. Cool.
Okay, I rolled a 25 for insight. Is this the person that like we're actually looking for? Is she just like, is it like a front,
I mean,
like a disguised self kind of thing?
you don't get any impression of any illusion, and this person seems genuine in their excitement. You don't get any sort of false vibes from them.
Okay, I'm gonna put my hands back in my pocket and slip my ring off.
Okay, sure.
Zen quickly recovers from her surprise, and she does this thing that you all know she hates to do. And she looks down and she goes, "Oh, hi, how are you today?"
Oh no.
Customer service voice!
No.
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm so good. Listen, we're here. Do you have a minute to chat?
Sure, come on in. Come on in.
She turns around and goes, "I swear to God, if we don't get the information that we want, Sin, you burn this place to the ground and you do it with me inside."
Oh dear Lord, we do this again.
After that, deal.
And in we go.
All right.
Ugh.
You go in there. It's weird because pretty much most everything in Precinct 1 is very well kept. Even like the insides of houses, despite the variety of, type A, type B personalities, they're all very well kept because to be in this district, there is definitely a certain level of competition that you must exceed. This place, however, it's a mess. There's like boxes everywhere. There's a chair that's tipped over. You see a couple of like pots on the floor. It's clean, but a mess at the same time.
Oh, it's like when you just move into a house or something.
Gross, but it's terribly disorganized.
Right.
Do I see anything that could possibly be like a? Can I kind
Don't.
of just I'm not gonna light anything on fire.
Are any of the boxes like labeled?
Yeah, and I was just gonna
Yeah.
walk around the perimeter of the room and just see if there's like a false wall or perhaps something that leads to something in the back. Or
Are you doing this just as soon as you enter, like very conspicuously?
no,
The perimeter?
I'm just kind of
Well, not when you ask like that.
I'm being very blasé about it. I'm moving slowly and just kind of, looking around like I'm taking into place. Not like I'm like pulling out shit.
Has this
Where
girl
is
always
it?
been here?
I will say, what's your passive perception?
20.
Damn, girl.
Don't notice any secret doors, but out of the corner of your eye, you see this character, this dark elf, like sort of shoot you a look. Like it's almost imperceptible, but like in that second, you get the sense that this is a far more dangerous person than perhaps is put on. Like there is a keen focus about her, and she might catch on a little quicker than her enthusiasm.
Okay. Then I will walk over just calmly as if I haven't noticed anything to Sinan and just go and just kind of whisper and just away so that the chick can't see my face and just go, we might be in deep shit. Keep your eyes open.
Boy.
And as soon as I hear that, then I'm gonna immediately sort of like start looking her, not obviously, but I'm gonna try and start figuring her out, I guess, or trying to read her.
Why don't you go ahead and roll insight for that?
Okie dokie. That's a 21.
All right.
Yeah.
So her enthusiasm seems either natural or she's an uncommonly good actor.
Gods.
Oh shit.
Cool.
Her clothes seem very appropriate for a wide range of motion. They do not seem to hinder in any way. But she does seem generally pretty happy to see you guys.
Now, remind me, you said the spider is known to actively work against Orzhov interests, yes?
Yes, yeah.
Excellent.
Oh, this is the perfect place for us to be in.
This is good.
Do we, for example, do we have any idea of like what her latest interference was like? Like when we say she works against us, like does she just pass information or is she more active? Like what are we talking about here?
So her MO is burning contracts because once an Orzhov contract is burned, the debt isn't really recorded anywhere else. So if you bring it to the right authorities, you can make a very good precedent, or make a very good case rather, that you have no debt because the Orzhov is so good at maintaining contracts and they have the precedent where like if there is no contract, there is no debt.
How the hell does she get them?
That's a great question.
That's what
Jesus,
I thought you'd
how
say.
Great. We have we have a saint in our midst.
Hiya.
Ugh.
Hi. Gosh, thanks for inviting us in. It's been such a day, and I'm so glad that you were home.
Oh, I know. I don't know any of you. I'm Ravnica, and my friends call me Ari, and so do my acquaintances. So do strangers who have trouble with more than 3 syllables.
Well,
So hi.
I can certainly call you Ari if you're like, but and it is everything that Zan can do to not be like, but I'm perfectly capable of saying 3 or more syllables, you tiny little creature. But she doesn't say that.
Oh, that just gave me life.
She says, well, Ari, it's so nice to meet you. I'm Zan.
Hi, Zan.
Listen, I don't want to take up a ton of your time, but somebody told me that you might be able to help me out with some information.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Oh my god, you are gods, except they're not real. Oh my goodness. I don't even know. You are the best. Listen, it's nothing big. I'm just super curious about this guy. He's, well, you know what? I'm not gonna lie to you, Ari. I wouldn't say he's a friend of ours, but like we have some business with him. Do you know what I mean? And we just wanted to know a little bit more about him and thought maybe you might be able to help.
Yeah, sure.
Amazing. I don't know his name because I don't have Discord up, so hold on one second.
What's a Discord?
Shut up.
As she pulls out her watch. Max it.
Why does
here we
she
go.
sound like impossible?
So, his name is Captain Alvanek. Have you heard of him?
that guy.
Yeah, right? Like, apparently he's a big deal or something with the Wojek League. Does he, like, I don't know, what can you, like, tell us about him? Now, look, I want to be real clear about this. I know that we just met, and I think that we might become friends. God, that's a deception roll. I can't even not. Hold on.
Yep.
Wait, hang on. Before you do that, can I like lean over and like pat her on the back like a reassuring thing, but give her guidance?
God knows I'm going to need
Sure,
every bit of...
I'll say sure.
Okay.
Add a D4 then.
I'm just in the
Oh!
corner.
Oh my god. I can't show it to you, but I
Natural
rolled a
20?
natural 20 and a 4 on that. And with my so that's a 37. Sorry, a 31. 31.
Oh,
31.
yay.
Love it.
First crit success.
Oh my gosh.
Okay,
If there's ever a time to crit.
Yeah.
Okay. And all it was a little lie that and literally all she said was we might one day be friends, and she like had to really give it something.
Yeah, right.
And in the back, Sin is trying not to vomit.
So anyway, she says, look, I know we just met, and I think maybe one day we might be friends, but I don't want you to think that, like, I am the type of person that would expect something for nothing. And look, I know, like, even a trifling little thing, like where this guy lives and what his family's like, deserves, you know, some compensation, some back and forth. So, like... we can talk about that too. I just want you to know that, like, I don't have any intention of taking advantage of you, okay?
Oh, yeah, sure. You know, you Orzhov types, you know, you're all really good with your contracts and stuff.
Shit.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna try and maintain for right now.
I did
Just smile.
I did an insight. How did I not pick up that she kind of knew who we were?
Oh, she's amazing is the answer to that.
Because I got a 24.
She's
I guess, yeah.
amazing.
I mean,
Terrifying.
Nope. To go with it, Alex.
I mean, A, she is really good. So
Yeah.
we'll start off by saying that. B, I don't think it would be entirely unreasonable for a dealer of secrets.
Totally.
to not know exactly who the fuck we are.
That's fair, yeah.
Yeah,
Also,
totally.
I will say that knowing someone's guild affiliation is not private information. And it might have been an oversight to say she didn't notice that you're Orzhov, or she didn't know.
Sure.
But it's not private information, especially among the Orzhov.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to maintain because of all of that. Like, that's disappointing, but not necessarily surprising.
And I'm keeping my eyes on her. I don't know. I'm just being interested in just to do some stupid.
Yeah. Yeah, that guy. Let me see. She heads back into like a sort of bedroom. You hear some thumping, some rustling of papers, some more thumping, and then she comes out with a little sheet of paper, hardly larger than the contract you saw for Captain. Yeah. So he works here in the in precinct 1, and you know, he borrowed a lot of money from you guys, and I don't really know where he took it, which is weird because I usually know a lot of things about what people do.
That is a surprise, Ari, I have to say.
Yeah, I mean, I know he took it out of this precinct, but I don't really know where it went after that.
Really?
Yeah, I kind of left.
And you have no idea where?
I mean, not really. I mean, this is more of a rumor than a secret, but I mean, I heard the Boris are like building something. And I heard that rumor around the same time as the contract started. So maybe it was related, but like I said, that one's more of like a rumor than a secret, you know?
Totally. I totally get it. And I so appreciate you like distinguishing between the two. It's so important.
Can I send insight to see if she's lying?
Sure, go ahead.
Or that she might know more than she's leading on to?
Sure.
Is that okay?
So sorry.
I'll roll my sand dice. Oh, fuck me. Seriously?
God.
Sorry.
9.
How did I
All
roll
right.
24 earlier and not know?
So you're kind of like looking at her, like attempting to size her up, but like these invasive thoughts of like, wow, she's really energetic. Like just like these random invasive thoughts, like
I think I'm more thrown off that I'm listening to Zen do this right now.
Yeah.
right, yeah.
And it's just like it's super off-putting, and I'm probably gonna start eating gummy bears or something.
Yeah, right.
So Zan will just say, well, cool. That's so interesting and so helpful. Listen, do you have anything about like his home life, like where he lives, if he's got a family, anything of that, nature?
Oh yeah, he's got a wife. He lives in precinct 2.
Amazing.
And no kids.
No kids, huh?
Yeah, no kids, just a wife.
Okay. Well, listen, and I'm going to sort of glance back at the other 3 and like eyes flashing, begging for the answer to be no. She sort of like looks at you all like, is there anything else, please? For all the love of everything in the world, say no. Great. She turns back around. Ari, you have been so helpful. Please tell me what I owe you.
I think I'll call it in later.
I literally was terrified that you'd say that. Okay, so look, let's talk, shall we?
Okay.
Great. I am super on board with continuing this relationship, but I would really like to make one thing very clear. But I just want to make sure that we're on the same page about something.
Sure.
I think this was super helpful, and I'm super grateful. And look, I bet the four of us could be super helpful to you too. But maybe before we sort of go down that road, maybe just like try to remember that maybe like burning the people that you... Oh, she shoots a glance at Sin and is like, nope, that wasn't a cue. Burning the people that like owe you some really valuable favors probably isn't the best idea.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I was hoping for a little more than that, but you know what, Ari? You've been so helpful.
She actually pauses for a second. Well, I mean, if you want to do it like right now and get it out of the way, I could take one of your signet rings.
I definitely, before she even starts saying the ask, I'm like, no, I think maybe later is probably better.
Okay.
Because she knew it was either going to be, I want your ring or I want his contract.
Yeah, right.
I was actually more expecting the contract. Yeah, no, later is super fine. I just think that this could be such a valuable relationship for both of us if it's like a little more long term, you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, you know where I live now, so.
I do, and something tells me you know where I live, so thanks. And I think we're gonna go.
Okay, bye! And she sort of like ushers you out the door as you leave on your own time.
Once they're out, I'll look at Zan and just go, you know, we could kill her.
I don't know that we could, Sin. I truly don't know that we could.
Well, if I had to listen to 5 more minutes of that, I was going to burn the place down with all of us in it.
I wouldn't have stopped you.
I would.
And that's why we keep you around, son. You keep us all level-headed.
Well,
Ugh,
At least for today. We'll see what tomorrow brings.
I need a drink.
Did we even get anything out of that? So
No,
he
we
has
did.
a wife.
He has a wife. He lives in Precinct 2. District 2? Precinct 2. Precinct 2.
Precinct 2.
Precinct
Yes.
2. He lives in Precinct 2. Wife, no children. And quite frankly, I know our business is generally more a bit less circumspect than that of the House Demir, but nope, I do that every time because there's an Eberron house that sounds very similar to Demir, and I can't think of what it is right now. Doesn't matter. We're a bit more above board than the Demir, but I think perhaps the information about the Boros building something is useful information for us.
I'm definitely very interested in the fact that she makes her jobs with collecting secrets and does not know what he used the money for, and nobody does.
That made me very nervous, yes.
I'm very intrigued.
Well. Voices. What time is it?
Yeah, what time is it?
By now, it's probably like 2:30.
Okay.
Okay, so it's on the
Not very long.
Okay.
I mean, and if we're saying curtains at 8, I have things that I need to do to get ready.
Yeah.
oh boy.
Makeup's going to take at least 6 hours.
Well, I don't know about that. Please, I got a bit more practice. All right, what do y'all think?
We can head back. We could scope out the White House. Do we know where the White House is?
It's in Precinct 2. And like I said, each one of these precincts is the size of a decent city.
Right.
So,
Like a needle in a haystack of needles.
not only that, just the travel time alone.
I was going to say, right, getting from place to place.
Investment.
Right.
And you already have a debtor in Precinct 2. So once you visit there, you could mix and match. But,
Sure.
at the moment,
Getting there, we're running out of time because you said it's 6:30.
It's about 2:30.
No, it's about
Yeah.
2:30,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did we want to try and kill 2 birds with 1 stone or no?
I don't think we could make it to Precinct 2 and back in time for curtain, and, the overture really sets this mood for the evening.
Sure.
Yes, and whatever would you do if you were not able to get ready? All right, I guess we go back.
I mean, is there anything else, San, Asimov? Anything else you think we need to prepare for tonight?
Well, I think that we should have like a plan B
Mm.
if we need, because currently we have a sort of plan A. So
Well, I don't even come in until Plan J, so
I think we might want to sort of talk that out.
I agree. Shall we then perhaps let's talk about Plan A? Feels like a good place to start.
Usually.
Thoughts and feelings? I mean, look, it is a job and we want it to be fun, but this is fairly high profile. So I think Plan A should be that we approach him perhaps towards the end of Act 1 before intermission starts to be sure he does not leave his box. We have a private conversation in the box. We let him know that his debt is due. And, Plan A is the hopeful one that he says absolutely and pulls out a coin purse that has 281 gold, 9 silver, and 9 copper in it.
don't forget the 9th copper.
I would never. And obviously, we shall add on the price of our outfits, of our time as late fees. Do we know, is this debt actually late?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yes.
let me pull up the number again.
It's fine. It really doesn't matter how late because we're going to charge whatever late fees we want regardless. But
Yeah, the original debt was 3,000 gold. Everything above that is a combination of interest and late fees.
okay.
Yeah. So this is an outstanding debt.
Great. Okay. So we will include the cost of outfits and time in our late fees. Perhaps an even 4,000 we will tell him he owes.
And
What
6
if he
or
does not?
7 copper.
I like the way you think. We'll get an extra something.
That's right.
I love it. Okay,
What
so
if
Plan
he
A,
does not
very
have it on him?
straightforward. Is good question. What do you think, San?
Well, I would say then I'm not sure. We could it would be a shame for everyone involved, but we could certainly remove him. He has it somewhere.
You're right. It would be a shame to miss the second and third act, but duty calls.
My question, Asimov, when you looked at who was sitting where or whatever you found out, was he alone tonight? Or no?
And you are muted, my love.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Oh
Still can't
no,
hear
we
you.
cannot hear you.
I can read lips.
Oh no!
There we go.
Oh lord.
Now we got
There
you.
you
Oh,
are.
we got it. We can hear you.
Got it?
And
Yeah.
now
Yeah.
you're back.
Sorry, I was talking before and you guys did not hear me. So I was saying, so I said I wanted to talk to the people that are managing the stage in hopes to create a distraction.
Oh.
And then as he sits in his little box, there is assumedly another. I only saw 2 and nothing else, though perhaps there could be 1 or 2 more. Not exactly sure. I don't know. Do you think we should just cohort with him, converse, or should I don't know, make the stage a little bit more chaotic and then
Oh,
use...
please don't interrupt the show. That's got to be at least Plan C. I could
I
not bear
know.
it.
How is that Plan C when mine is Plan J?
The
Because you
difference
could
is mine
destroy
doesn't lead to
everything.
burning down a theater.
That's
Correct.
fair.
Thank you
And
both.
don't-
I tire of having to say it.
I don't recommend killing him because you can't get information out of a dead body.
Mm.
Well, the thing is, part of the whole Orzhov debt collecting system is that if a person straight up does not have the debt at the time of final collection, they kill you and your ghost will work off the debt.
Which, of
Oh,
course, means we
okay.
don't get any late fees. So
Correct.
Yeah, that is true. So it is generally a final resort of debt collectors, and it's generally seen as why they give you the latitude to impose late fees is to encourage people to like get the money
Right.
like at the time, so they don't have to worry about like, oh, is this guy going to give us a great ROI after he's dead?
Right. Here's a question that I actually, because this debt is so outrageously large, I don't know if we would actually know, but like what is the procedure or the expectation for these folks to be carrying around the amount of their debt with them?
That generally depends on the quantity of debt.
Sure.
You would not expect someone to carry this amount.
Right. No, definitely not. So that's a really good point that you made. Interesting. And so what? They would have it in an Orzhov bank?
Well, they either they would have it in some sort of bank account, which would be with the Orzhov, or they would wherever they store the rest of their money if they have that much.
Okay. I mean, my assumption is that he has not been keeping his money with us in one of our banking systems, as it would be exceedingly simple to simply garnish his accounts, if you know what I mean. Which means that if he is not carrying it on him, which I can only assume he is not, you are right. We will have to get him to take us to it. This complicates things.
We can always say that we know that we can always visit his wife in Precinct 2 if he does not cooperate.
Yes. One wonders if perhaps he keeps the money in Precinct 2 where he lives.
That is also what I was wondering. I don't know. I'm concerned that he's not going to have it on him. Somebody who's that far into debt, they very seldom ever actually have the money.
It's a good point.
Well, then, if he doesn't, I still think that we should pay him a visit, especially in a public place.
Yes.
It shows that we don't give a shit. We need the money, and we'll get it however we want.
If he doesn't have it, I won't say that I won't take slight pleasure in killing him.
Well,
Oh, Lord.
Well, okay.
I'll
okay.
wait.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Alex, is there also, next question, is there an expectation in that letter that those two got that this would be done? I mean, it wasn't an expectation that all three of these would be collected, like, by the end of the day, right?
Oh no, this would not be something you could accomplish in a day.
Right.
The fact alone that you have 2 people in Precinct 1 and 1 person in Precinct 2.
Right.
You have time on this.
Okay, great. So then, yes. So I think this is what we do then. Exactly like you said. We approach him in a public place. We inform him that the debt is coming due. Depending on how strongly he reacts, we give him, I don't know, a small amount of time to collect it and deliver it. If he wants to arrange a drop-off with us, that is also acceptable. And we will, sprinkle into conversation something about his wife, something about Precinct 2, just to make it clear that if we have to come pick it up ourselves, we will be very angry.
So my question is, what do we do with the wife if she's there tonight?
Ah,
Oh, that might be the other symbol.
it's good. It's good thought. Sin, my dear,
Yes, my love.
do you think that you could perhaps, how do I say this? Keep his wife occupied without hurting her?
I think I might be able to do something like that.
So perhaps while we are speaking with the good captain, we make it clear that his wife is having a similar conversation with our associates.
I like it.
This is assuming that they will, at some point, not be together during the intermission.
Would it...
Yeah.
Sorry.
I was going to ask, would it be helpful if I assume a role of someone who may escort her or help her in a way? If I am dressed to help her, like an employee or something of that nature?
That's
We-
perfect.
Could certainly try, yes.
What was that? I just I got
Well,
distracted
that was
by
on
something.
brand.
Wow, I love that. I'm just gonna say this again. I was pretty much saying, would it help if I was dressed up like someone who would work there to
An
like
usher or
escort
something.
her or help her?
Yeah.
Because like you're gonna be distracting her. I'm assuming you two are gonna have
That's
a conversation.
perfect. So,
Yes.
Asimov, you come to the box right before the end of Act 1.
Of
You
course.
walk in dressed as a staff member of the theater. You tell his wife that you have a message for her. You take her out of the box, and he will presumably attempt to follow. San and I will be there to keep him from exiting his box. We will allow him just enough of a glimpse to see that Sin and Asimov have their his wife occupied, and then San and I will escort him back to the box, have our conversation, pit, pat, we're finished.
So you're saying I still need to distract her?
Yeah, well, I wouldn't want to take that away from you, my dear. You seem
Thank
so excited about the opportunity.
You know.
Be gay do crimes.
Hey, that's our slogan.
Oh Lord.
What do we think? This feels appropriate. We attempt as little violence as possible. We don't want to interrupt the evening for the rest of the opera goers. Plus, it is, as San pointed out, quite public.
Yes.
And look, I don't mean to poke old wounds, but we don't want this to be the plaza all over again.
Oh Lord.
Okay,
I just
listen.
heard.
Everyone had a good laugh except for the Azorius, and it was a bit of a mess. So,
But it was so much fun. All right. Well, am I bringing the eyes tonight, or do I have to cover them?
I think
Yes,
that
sister?
you should keep them covered until he sees you with his wife.
Why don't we all work together more? You're all brilliant.
I like the way you think, sister. All right.
Love
Okay.
it.
I need a suit, so we should get shopping and get ready
Yes.
for the opera.
Ooh,
All right.
I'm so happy about this. My body is tingling. I'm just so.
I was trying to come up with something about the curtain falling, and I did not think of it quick enough.
Oh no!
God damn it. Asimov, why do you have like a 13 in intelligence, you dumb boy?
Aw.
Womp womp. Oh.
Beyond some quick shopping for acceptable clothing, is there anything else you want to accomplish before you hit the opera?
I'm assuming
Even
I'm
think
not gonna be able to like get a place like the theater's uniform from a store, so I'm probably gonna go to the theater.
Yeah, not at a store now.
No, I'm gonna go and see that ticket taker again.
Oh no.
Oh, that
Oh, no.
poor
Is he there
ticket
again?
taker.
Yeah, so, he's still on shift, I suppose.
Like I said, BJ crimes. I'm gonna like lean on the ticket booth and be like, hello.
Hey,
Hey.
you got the sense that he kind of doesn't want to see you this time around.
Oh, that's
Shocking.
unfortunate, darling. May I ask, is there anyone else that's working at the current moment besides you? I'd hate to bother you again.
Let me speak to your manager.
Oh my god, can I speak to your manager?
I had to. I'm so sorry.
Are we, boys?
He sort of gestures at this large, opulent structure. Well, they're doing rehearsals now, and we got folks cleaning up and making food, and we got lots of people here.
Okay, I'll leave you be then. And I'll like walk off and go into the theater.
Okay, sure.
I'm gonna try to find someone that like works here that's not a performer and is not doing a job that is like constantly moving, like someone who's either like checking to make sure everything is good or is like cleaning up the aisles.
Yeah, sure. So you find sort of upstairs in the sort of foyer area a Vidalkin, which are these sort of like
Blue Man group.
Blue Man Group looking guys. You see a Vidalkin woman just kind of like mopping up and getting things ready.
Yes. Hello. Just kind of like walk up, tap her on the shoulder.
Hey.
Hi. I just had a quick question. It's a little bit of a weird question. Do you have any spare uniforms?
Just come right out and say it.
Excuse me?
You heard me. I have a friend that's temporarily employed here. Doesn't lost his uniform, spills something on it. He's an idiot. I'm not probably gonna have to roll for that.
Yeah, I was gonna say roll deception.
Oh Lord!
I
That's
believe
a
in you.
13.
13.
It's better than it could have been. I only have a +2.
I don't really hand out the uniform.
Oh no.
This seems like something that wouldn't it be better for your friend to take care of it?
Listen, he's sitting at home with a pile of water trying to scrub it out. He's being an idiot.
Aw.
I mean, I understand your concern, but I just can't do that. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, let me speak to your manager.
Oh God.
No.
Oh, okay. I appreciate it. I'm gonna walk off. Can I find a closet somewhere?
Sure, go ahead and roll investigation.
Like a supply closet?
Yeah, sure.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna go have a minute in the closet.
That's a 14 with my +1 to intelligence. My
Doing great. Doing
idiot boy.
I will say you find it, but like it takes a while to find it. And while you're walking around the opera house,
Yes.
while it's like closed and there's no one really around doing anything but working, you feel like your presence has been announced in one way or another.
I mean, this is like in the Orzhov district, is it not?
Well, but it's not even just the guild. Like you, as a person, have been noticed.
And
Yes.
none of us went with him.
Listen,
fine,
I'm an idiot. So I find a closet, I assume.
Yeah.
Okay, that's really cool.
I'm surprised we left the initiate out of like.
I don't know. You seem
We
like
have to go buy clothes. We have to get ready. There's much to do. We cannot be with him every second of the day.
I just have this very distinct feeling that he is fucking something up as we speak.
Have a little faith.
I'm gonna lean over. Is like the handle to the door unlocked, or is it locked?
Yeah, it's unlocked.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna like go in there, like look around and be like, all good in here. Like, I'm definitely checking this for regulation or stuff.
Sure.
No.
So are you walking into the closet like full on, or are you just peeking?
No, I'm just looking around.
Okay, sure. You do notice some clothes in there.
Yes.
Very, stark, fancy pressed white shirts. Black pants. No shoes. So one would assume you would need to get those on your own.
Yes.
Or show up in whatever boots Asimov likes to wear.
Yes.
Little bow tie, but yeah, you generally see uniforms in here.
Okay. Is there anyone that's actively like looking at me, or do I feel like anyone's watching me? Can I do like a insight, like a?
You're going to roll perception.
Okay. Jesus hell. That's a
I feel
6.
it.
Jesus hell.
Oh no.
Not that you notice.
Okay, coolio. Yeah, that's awesome. So I'm gonna like look around and just kind of like walk in there like I'm pretending to straighten out the shelves.
Mhm.
And then like definitely try to slide a hand one of these into my bag.
My
Because
God.
I'm an idiot. Because that's what I'm good at.
I mean, if you're in the closet, like there's no one else there, so you wouldn't even need to roll for that.
Oh, okay. Because as I say, that's what I love anyway. So I'm just gonna like kind of fold it up very quickly and shove it in my bag.
All right, you're welcome to mark on your sheet one opera house uniform.
Yay!
All the while, San and I are getting matching pantsuits.
That's right.
Love
God,
it.
I'm gay.
I didn't even think about it. I was like, oh man, we could get pants.
Listen,
Yeah.
Chris, I'm trying. It's kind of hard. It took me 17 real life years.
Oh,
Okay.
happy
so-
pride.
Happy Pride, folks. There's my flag. I have another one too. Okay, so I'm gonna like awkwardly walk out of the closet and then like shut the door. Don't
As
leave
we
me
all
alone.
did.
Yeah, I was
Yes,
gonna say, that
we all
sounds about
gently
right.
As we all did.
Yeah, this isn't awkward. And then I'm just gonna kind of like walk around and continue to look at the building and then try to find the exit. Like as quickly as humanly possible. Like I am like white mom speed walking.
Oh yeah, no, the exit is not hard to find. You make your way out at a speed walk with no discernible obstacles. And
Okay,
make your way
I'm gonna like
back out on the
leave.
street.
Soccer mom walk on the way out to Black Friday.
Yeah, it's like Black
Mhm.
Friday. I'm here to fight some moms for some underwear.
Yes. All right.
Thank you, Matt. We love you too. So I'm gonna like go back to hopefully go find my friends.
All right. Is
Um,
everyone else ready for the opera tonight?
Yep.
Of course.
All right. So, a few hours pass. It is now dark in the city of Ravnica. The only lights are really from street lights and various the lights from various rooms that are shining out from apartments and offices and other things. Interestingly enough, Precinct 1 is really the only place in this part of Ravnica where there's too much light pollution to see very many stars. The rest of the city, you get a great view of the sort of stellar landscape, but here there's just a bit too much light, a bit too much going on to really get a clear picture of the stars. But regardless of that, you do make your way to the Opera House. It's relatively busy. There are people filing in of all varieties. You see a couple of concessions being made to accommodate for Centaur guests, and it's just seems pretty busy.
I was gonna ask before we go in there, do Sin or San, do either one of them wear makeup?
Wear makeup?
Yes. I mean,
Uh,
I don't know. For all I know, it's her face. I've never met you.
I assume that this is probably pretty natural, so I don't know. Do we wear makeup then?
I don't know about you. I wear like a little bit, but I like maybe some like eyeliner, but this is all natural.
I
It
feel
just
like it's
happened.
only when Zan gets me in his grabs. So
Does
so
Zan
put
wear
mascara
makeup?
on me.
Because I'm assuming she probably does.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Before we go, I'm gonna ask Zan to see how much she can cover up my scar on my face.
Oh. You know what? I am absolutely happy to if you would like me to, Asimov, but I have to tell you, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think it's actually quite striking on you. But of course, if you wish it, then yes, I am more than happy to help.
It is less for appearances for you and more for stealth, I suppose.
She would be very memorable.
It's a
Yes.
good point. Just yes, it's a good point. Yes, of course I will help.
Okay, so I'm gonna have the scar on my face covered up.
Yeah, I won't bother making you roll for that. I feel like if anyone is proficient in makeup use, it's probably.
I mean,
definitely Zan.
it's called a disguise kit, but yes, she's very proficient in makeup.
Yeah.
I'll give that one to you.
Yeah. Oh, I have it.
I'm gonna
Oh.
put my necklace under my my shirt and my tie and everything, and kind of like instead of having his hair up at a bun, I'm gonna like let it all go and like gel it back.
Okay, sure.
So he looks slightly more spiffed up and not just grody, I guess is the best word.
Yeah.
You grody little man.
What color is Sans pantsuit? I'm like really curious.
In my head I was envisioning like completely black with a red tie and you in all black with a blue tie.
Mm.
I dig it.
We were all here for these twins.
All right. I love it. I'm here for it. Form fitting, and then
That's
like
right.
crazy high heels, because why not?
Oh, yep, sure.
You
Yep.
have to stab people with too.
They're good.
They are now.
They're good to stab people with.
Yes, of course.
1d4 piercing weapons.
I'm writing it down.
Here for it.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
They're monk weapons.
God. They're like throwing stars, but they're your shoes.
I kind of love that. I'm into that. I'm writing it down.
Technically legal.
We're gonna kill him with our Louis Vuittons.
Oh,
Got the red heels.
I killed for these Gucci's. Now someone must die.
Oh my god.
Love it.
They always did say fashion kills.
Yes, as it is.
That was bad. Sorry.
Why
okay.
are we like
It's okay.
this?
Okay, so we go to the opera.
All right, you go to the opera, and the show starts on time. And again,
Ravnica's a weird place.
Yeah, it is.
It sure is.
What? You're
Oh,
not saying
God.
that there's not somebody saying that there's like a 17-minute delay?
It's always sunny in Ravnica. I'm sorry, my dad came in and just stole the heating pad because my brother's girlfriend is sick. There you go.
Aw.
Fine.
Oh.
But yeah, the show starts on time.
Surprisingly.
It's mostly in Elvish. So if you speak Elvish, it's great. Otherwise, you just kind of have to rely on the visual context clues
God, the elves are so romantic.
to kind of
So
get by.
Yes.
Beyond that, the story is as bland and generic as it possibly could be. Though, as has been reported by the sort of upper class of Ravnica, the art is actually pretty good. The costumes are all on point. The music is stirring. So even if you can't get into the story, it's a good performance all around.
Zan is so into this.
You know where he's sitting, so
I do.
you do. Let me pop open my notes.
Yeah, I'm gonna lead them like upstairs, and I'm gonna like stand by the box like as like a escort or what have you.
Yeah. So you noticed Captain Alovnek, who is this sort of like older, late 30s, early 40s man. He's got some light wrinkling, short, close crop, gray hair, clean shaven. He looks tired. He's a tired looking man. He's actually not in armor. He's just in a regular suit like the rest of them. His guest, however, is in armor, and she is quite striking as she is an angel. So he is sitting with an angel who is in sort of gleaming silver plate. Her blonde hair is it's perpetually on fire, but not burning. She has sort of warm golden eyes and a youthful face, though you would know that doesn't really tell you anything about how old she is. And she is carrying a large morning star.
How is their body language? Like, are they like very friendly or just like corporate friendly?
Corporate friendly, for sure.
Okay.
I'll just lean over to Zan and go, "Oh, thank you so much for this mission."
Darling, I don't think that's his wife.
I don't think so either.
God,
but
you
it doesn't
love
matter. I will distract them either way.
Oh, gods.
Okay.
I'm going to as soon as we see that I'm gonna cast message over to Zan. So this might fuck with us just a bit. Do we want to go forward with the plan?
I'm going to lean over to Zan. She's like doing all this, and I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna be like, I speak celestial.
She hears that from Asimov. She hears Sand's message, and she's like, this is, I presume, like as Act 1 is beginning to come down. And so she nods as if she is, appreciating the music as San is saying, this might fuck us. She's like, yes, it might. Should we continue forward is the real question. And, oh God.
I am a holy man. I am a holy man that speaks the language of angels.
That's what I'm worried about.
Oh, dear Lord, like you don't have your sister to worry about.
Just to be clear, is a theater usher just like leaning over the seats and talking to Zan while this opera's going on?
I'm acting like, oh yeah, is your seat okay? Do you have everything you need?
Every time you do it, I will respond to you with a single word, but I'm gonna make it look like I'm trying to shush you because I'm very engaged in the opera, which is actually mostly true. But
Yeah.
But yes.
but I am actually responding to you each time I sort of do that.
Yes, I am a holy man that speaks the language of angels.
So as the sort of Act 1 finale comes to a close and everyone is applauding, I will respond to San and sort of say, I don't see as we have much of a choice, but tell your sister to be very careful.
Which is when I immediately cast message again to Sin and say, you need to be very careful with this one. Don't make any moves. Keep your fire at a small Tinder.
As I do that, I'm gonna like
so
lean over-
glad I couldn't hear that.
I'm gonna like put my hand on Sin's shoulder to act like I'm asking her if she's got everything, and then give her guidance again. Cantrips.
Who are you giving guidance to?
You.
You.
Because
Me.
you need help.
All right.
You need Jesus. I'm gonna
I-
like
You're the
walk
wrong
around.
plane for that.
You need fantasy Jesus.
I literally just wrote down my name instead of putting.
Sin's guidance. Perfect.
I just wrote sin and then put my book down. I went, no, that's not what I meant. I
It's
mean,
just a
guidance.
D4 to your next ability chapter,
Yep.
like roll or whatever.
Got it.
Okay, so I'm gonna lean over and like I'm gonna walk over with my arms behind me, just like trying to not look like I'm suspicious, and then lean over and tap the angel on the shoulder and speak to her celestial. and go,
We're there now.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh shit!
Oh my god.
Okay.
Where did you think we were going?
Well, I mean, we're
Las
obviously in the orchestra on the aisles and the boxes upstairs. There are things.
Listen, we did not get box seats.
I'm sorry, I work
And
here. Do you think
speaking
we
of
were
which,
gonna...
you know,
I
you
work
got-
here.
I thought we were going to the
you
opera.
got your character sheets for these tickets.
What?
You can all deduct 10 gold apiece for the tickets.
We'll,
Oh,
get, we'll
God.
get it
For
back.
sure.
We'll
I
get
work
it
here. I don't have
back.
to make tickets.
It's an investment.
That's right.
I
Shut
don't,
your
I don't
investment.
pay anything except for my life.
10 gold.
So I'm gonna lean over and like tap her on the shoulder and be like speak to her in common and go,
Oh, we're doing it. Okay.
Oh.
but I'm just gonna be like, hi, someone has a message for you. Does she respond to me?
Are you speaking in Celestial?
Common.
Common, sure. She kind of looks a bit curious, but she's like, okay.
I'm gonna lean over in and then say in Celestial, common is a no. I take it.
Oh no, she responded to you. She's like, well, okay, and she's getting up.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna like help her up and I'm gonna walk her out into the aisle and say, let me guess, is Sin following me or is Sin still sitting there?
We're
Well,
all with
considering
you.
he's
We
fucking
can't just let you run
teleported.
off by yourself.
Yes, I'm
Clearly.
with you. I'm in the. I'm trying to. Is there a bar? Like, I'm sorry. We didn't have any setup. I don't know what this looks like leading up. I don't know if they're.
I don't know. I'm just
bar.
escorting an angel out of her seat. No worries.
Yeah.
Okay,
Is
cool,
there
cool,
is
cool.
there like a bar?
Yeah,
Like, do they have
sure.
their own private thing? Like, if I'm thinking, if I have box seats, they usually have a private.
Yeah, and this is very much like that. Whether people
Okay.
have like their own specific box rented out for X quantity of shows, or people just having box seats for one particular show.
Sure.
And all I'm doing is distracting this person while everybody else talks to
I mean,
the captain.
that
Yep.
was the plan.
That was
Okay.
the plan. Okay,
What we're doing.
I will have told friggin' Speedy Gonzalez over there that that I will be at the bar.
That's fine. That's fine. I
Yeah,
assume we've
so
talked.
I will be all
Okay. So
whatever.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
lead.
Asimov, quick thing. I'm
Yes.
going to need you to roll deception and then perception.
We're dead. We're dead. We're TPK. We're off.
That's
Oh
fine.
god, my die just fell in the trash.
That's good.
Sounds
sign.
about right.
That
What
sounds
a-
about on par for
So
this.
did our plan.
Oh lord, I'm gonna use a different one. I'm gonna use my metal one again. 'Cause
Oh,
Okay, deception is a 13.
Okay.
Perception,
That would be great if she wasn't an angel.
my passive perception is a 16 though.
Okay.
Do I hear how badly this is going?
no, but I'm wondering if Zan and I would, because I'm guessing that, just for context, that that Asimov went in, Sin is at the bar, and Zan and I, like, if I'm trying to figure out if there's like an exit to the box and that's where the bar is, or if the bar is in the box, because I'm thinking about like
It's
old
an
school
exit.
theaters.
So there's a common
Okay.
bar for multiple boxes.
Got it.
Great.
Usually
Okay.
that's how it goes. Like if you have
Great.
Yeah.
like really
Right.
fancy rooms.
And I was just
Oh.
trying to, so I'm assuming that Zan and I are on either side of the exit of this, prepared to just walk in as soon as
Yes.
that angel walks out.
Mhm.
yes.
Okay. So,
And I'm listening very carefully.
I'm literally waiting for somebody to tell me that she's pooping the bed. That he's pooping the bed.
so you are able to get the angel out of the box with ease. On closer inspection, you realize that this character is most likely a fire main, which is a rank for angels within the Boros Legion.
Right.
Okay.
So she is also military. She is also part of the Boros Legion, and she has some authority.
Can I do like a religion check to see if like I can discern anything else about her?
Sure.
I have this proficiency. I didn't take it for nothing. That's a 21.
All right. So you would know that a long, long time ago, there was only one angel, and she crafted the rest of the race in her image, ostensibly to specifically serve the Boros Legion. And that's where the vast majority of them still operate. There are some, however, who have left the guild to either go guildless, work for some other guild. And the thing is, if nothing else, the Boros Legion is a very orderly guild, and so is the Orzhov. And that is why you have some quantity of what are called Death Pact angels, which are angels who have left the Boros Legion for the Orzhov Syndicate.
Whoa.
So for your purposes right now, you would know that this is an angel following the very conventional path that being an angel means in Ravnica.
Okay, so I lead her out, I'm going to lean over and whisper to her in Celestial. My friend thinks you're rather attractive. And then I'm gonna like lead her over to the bar and like sit her down, and then I'm gonna go behind the bar and pretend to start cleaning glasses.
Okay, quick thing. As a result of that perception roll, you notice a couple of members of the Azorius Senate just casually watching what's happening.
No.
I don't know what that means. I'm not a magic person.
No.
So the Azorius Senate is
This is fine.
in Ravnica.
This is
And the fact that you notice them indicates that they're in uniform, and cops don't watch operas in uniform.
No, he's such a big deal and we didn't know it.
We missed it. We missed it. Is there an abort? Abort! Abort!
Too late. She's at the bar. I'm cleaning glasses. Let's do it.
Also,
Okay.
are you gonna explain to what's-his-face back at the Orzhov headquarters that we couldn't get the money?
Nope.
Nope.
Cool.
Okay, San.
Okay. Can I roll an insight to see if perhaps I might be this person's type?
Oh my god, she's an angel.
I mean, I think
Oh.
I'm getting like an Aziraphale Crowley thing going on in my head.
So that we can't good omens this shit.
Yeah, please. I would love that.
Listen, you.
Listen, I did my job. I'm cleaning glasses now. Don't at me.
Okay. I will walk up. Excuse me. To the angel.
I am just cleaning one singular glass for 5 minutes.
And
Matthew
I will
Foreman.
say-
Sorry.
I saw that.
Matt Foreman, please.
Oh no!
That is not what I'm going to say.
God damn it, Matt.
Do I get the sense that perhaps hitting on an angel is not the greatest idea?
I mean,
So in this setting, like angels, like they're no gods to serve. While they are a particular type of creature, you know, they're no more mysterious and inscrutable than elves. So they're just another type of person, essentially.
Okay.
It's more the guild affiliation and the Morning Star on her belt.
Yeah, and you would also notice that this is the only large weapon that you can see, that you have
So I
seen.
get the sense that they're probably here for business, not for pleasure. I'm trying to gauge what angle I'm hitting this from. And so I'm trying to, in a very span of a few seconds, figure out whether I need to seduce this person or like get them on a like an official capacity.
Roll inside, I guess.
There we go.
Hang on.
Fuck me.
No, thank you.
4.
You got nothing.
Sorry, no.
She's an angel. She's
8.
big. Her hair is on fire. You know, it's
God,
it's a
wow.
lot.
You know, standard.
Got it. Cool. Yep.
Okay.
Angel, hair on fire. I will walk up and I guess I will start talking. You guys better start moving.
While she does that, while I'm cleaning my glass, is it
Whirl.
possible that I can move one of my hands like this, like in a very gentle kind of way, and moan under my breath to give her a shield of faith?
Okay, what are the components for Shield of Faith?
Oh my
Just a
god.
holy text with just like a piece of parchment with holy
Like
text.
what as a
Verbal somatic material, all three.
Okay.
Oh.
Can I do that?
Roll a sleight of hand check,
Okay.
and then roll a performance check.
I just.
Commit your verbal and somatic
I
components.
just.
Jesus hell. Sleight of hand is a 5.
Oh my god.
It's fine. This is fine.
This
It's
is a
okay.
4. We did even better.
Oh.
All right. So it's quite apparent that you're casting a spell.
I will run up. No, I will run up and I will grab him by the collar. What do you think you're doing? Get out of here! And I will toss him aside
Okay.
I like that.
and like straighten my tie as if I am in an official capacity.
Okay.
I will accept the throwing out and I will like bow profusely and start apologizing.
Okay. So there are 2 members of the Azorius Senate here.
Oh my god.
Is a tall, thin Vidalcan woman, and the other is a human man who looks older than the Boros captain you're here to see. He looks like he's probably in his mid to late 50s. Dark skin, bald. He's got a beard. It's too short to be wild, but too long to be neat.
And I don't have my oars off ring on.
Yeah,
I don't
sure.
either.
So, the woman goes up to Asimov
Mm-hmm.
and
Yes.
says, "Excuse me, I'm going to need you to come with me." And the man comes up to Yusin. Is there a problem here?
To me,
Yeah.
Yes, to you.
I am so sorry. We hired a new worker today as one of ours had just never shown up, and I'm not quite sure what he is up to. I apologize. I can take care of it. I can only imagine what kind of scene this must appear. My name is Francis. Is there a drink? Can I get you a free drink for your troubles? I apologize for the scene that he has made. He will be dealt with.
Go ahead and roll deception.
Can I wait? You still have my guidance.
Okay.
You have my guidance.
Not great.
Also, did I finish casting my spell before she grabbed me by the collar?
I'll
Probably
say
not.
sure, because you certainly got the consequences for it.
Okay, add a plus 2 to your AC then. Add a plus 2.
Can
to
I
your-
get advantage because I'm really pretty? No, it's a 9.
Unfortunately, you cannot. A 9. Okay.
I literally have rolled 4 fours
wait.
tonight, guys.
Oh God, damn this.
And he kind of looks at
That's an
you,
actual 20 for persuasion plus 5, and I was gonna be like, I am so sorry.
I'll hop to you in just a second here, Ink. Ma'am, I'm gonna need you to come with me too.
Okay, so with my persuasion, I'm gonna look over at the man and go, no, I'm so sorry, it's my fault. I thought that maybe I could do something to spice the night up, maybe make this interaction go better. You
Can I
know-
ask one quick question?
Yes.
While this is all going on, are they in there yet talking to this guy?
I should
This could-
sincerely hope so.
Is this still
Only
considered a
distraction.
distraction? Okay.
It's very distracting.
Okay.
Cool.
Also,
You know
I
what?
got
Fuck it. It's, it is what it is.
I got a crit success on my persuasion plus 5, 25. Get at me.
All right.
So I'm gonna be like, I am so sorry. I did not mean to ruin your evening, and I'm gonna like bow profusely to Sin and be like, I am so incredibly sorry.
You are fired.
Oh,
What?
I don't know. I went French for some reason.
What? And then like Asimov's just gonna kind of bow his head and be like, "What am I gonna tell my mom?"
The two cops are just standing there shooting each other. Looks like
Oh, I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to
Um,
say. This is
look,
such aggressive.
Sir, please, is there anything I owe you for the damages or anything? I'm so sorry.
What damages?
Like
What
the damages to ruin your evening. I'm so sorry.
And so he asked me if to go with him as well.
yes.
I will just say I would love to go with you, but I have to be watching the bar. I have to be making sure these patrons are served. I apologized for this grave error. I'm not even quite sure what he is getting at. Could you please just allow me a moment to properly throw this person out, and then I will gladly go with you.
Ma'am, if I'm being entirely honest, I'm not really sure. I believe you work here. And
It was a
I'll
weird flex.
I'll look
looks
injured.
over- the woman looks over to you, Asimov, and like gently lifts you off the ground. Like, look, okay. We still, we were called here because, and the other guy looks, spit it out. You know, you were seen kind of walking around here and being a little unusual.
I'm gonna put my ring on my finger.
Oh God.
Oh my god. I'm so glad we're in the box and can't see any of this.
Yes, I'm gonna like do my whole hand wave thing and go, forget.
Oh my god. It lasts for a minute.
Okay.
Fine, it's fine.
Let me pop open my notes for command.
It's a 13. Give me a whiz save.
Please.
So it is a one verbal component. Okay, and you say forget.
Yes. This is a great first session, guys.
How much trouble do we get in if we lose?
Oh, I'm sorry. The duration of command is 1 round. Not 1 minute.
Yeah, you're right. It is 1 round.
God damn you!
So now you've been seen casting a mind control spell on a cop.
I was going more for the woman than for the man.
They're both cops.
God damn it!
Both members of the Azorius Senate. The
He
woman
gave
is
crimes.
some variety, and he seems like a sort of large.
Could I try to knock Asimov out?
Please do. Take me out of my misery right now.
I'm gonna say that the cop draws his weapon, and the woman is readying a spell at this point. I'm
Can
gonna
I?
need you to come with me right now. And like now the other patrons are looking. They're like, what the fuck are they doing here?
You still have my AC to the AC bonus.
Oh my god.
What AC bonus?
The Shield of Faith.
You never did. I didn't think you finished casting it. I thought I
did,
ripped
and then you
you.
grabbed me by the collar because clearly we're suffering these consequences.
We're suffering these consequences.
Excuse you, you're also getting yanked into this with me.
All right. What's the AC boost? Because I
Plus
guess we're
2.
about to get in a fight.
Plus
+2. All right.
Until the start of your next turn, because we haven't been into turns yet. You have a
So
no,
I
actually
can't
no.
try-
This lasts for 10 minutes. Sorry,
Yeah.
I was looking at the wrong one.
So I can't try to act as if I noticed him trying to cast something on them and jumped to their aid. Just what I'm trying to do.
I'm so sorry, Alex. We ruined
Sure,
this.
you can, but you get the impression that this is quite a suspicious circumstance.
Yep.
You don't say!
I'll say you can,
I'm trying to fix it.
you can make one attack roll as a bit of a reaction.
Please kill me now.
Ultimately, this is a tense situation to begin with.
Well, that's a 25.
All right, roll damage.
Hit me.
Yeah.
Oh, does it automatically hit anyway if I don't like resist?
I guess.
For 8 points of bludgeoning damage.
All right.
That's fine. I'm happy with that. You know what?
All
Knock
right.
me out. Take me to church. I don't care.
And I will say,
Since-
you're Orzhov scum. How fucking dare you?
All right, so
I'm trying so hard.
Can I fall over
The
and
man drops his sword and is now pointed at you because you just assaulted someone right in front of his face.
Oh my god.
I don't know.
And
All right, can we just go to what they're doing? I just don't want to see where this goes.
yeah, I think that might be a good idea for now.
Yep. This has got to be at least 5 minutes of just fucking up, kids.
I'm sorry
So-
to everyone who came out here thinking this was gonna go well. I'm sorry. I'm just sorry. I'm sorry on behalf of Asimov.
No. Hey, shit happens. Let's go.
Let's hope the other two of you are more put together as you enter the box with the captain.
I mean, the bar couldn't be lower.
Right.
What do we see? What is the setup when we walk in there? And I would like to at least walk in a little bit stealthily.
It's 8 seats offset from each other.
Okay.
Everything has a pretty decent view of the stage. And the captain is sitting in the front row, left-hand side.
And how many empty seats are around him?
7. It was
Oh,
just
amazing.
him.
All empty.
Amazing.
Okay. And is there are there seats on either side of him by any chance?
There's a seat behind him and a seat right next to him, but he is on the furthest left seat.
That'll do.
Got it.
You want the one behind him or the one next to him?
I'll take the one behind him.
Great. All right, and I'll take the one next to him.
All right.
Sandwich.
So you grab your seats next to Captain Olovnik. He's a stocky dude. Probably looks like he'd be 5'5", 5'6", and he stands up. He's got a black and white suit with maybe more buttons than formal society would prefer, unbuttoned, at the top of his
Interesting.
white shirt.
Okay.
But you get the sense that he's, even in this situation with no apparent weapons, like this is a military man. Like
Sure.
you know it.
Sure.
Um,
Quality of his clothing?
It's pretty good. Like it definitely meets the standards of the opera house, but it's nowhere near the most extravagant you've seen. It's
Okay.
not opulent.
Sure. Interesting. All right.
So I would like to, when I sit behind him, I want to do it like very quietly and put a hand on his shoulder, but like kind of a little bit tighter than would be comfortable.
Okay.
And just very quietly say, I suggest you just stay very still for the next few minutes.
You see him tense up and twist, and you notice that his hand goes to his right hip, but there's no sword there. He's like,
And as Zan notices this, she says, "Now, Captain, there's no need for that. I apologize for startling you. I just had to come and see what you were thinking of Act 1 so far. Did you enjoy it?"
opera isn't really my thing. I don't speak Elvish, and I don't know. I get enough of guild politics at work. I don't need to see it in entertainment.
I sympathize with you there, and while I would love to have a conversation about the merits of the operatic art form, I think perhaps you might have an idea as to why the two of us are here tonight. Am I correct?
Orzov?
You are an astute man, my friend Captain. This needn't become unpleasant in any way, but I think you are aware that your contract is somewhat overdue.
Yeah. He sort of like pushes himself up like from his legs, like a one of those. He's very exhausted. He like sighs. Sure. You got me.
Oh, my dear Captain, I did not want to get you. I wanted to get your money.
I don't have it.
No, of course you don't. I wouldn't expect you to carry around over 3,000 gold in public. That would be terribly silly of you.
No, I used it, and I have nothing to repay you with.
Oh, now, Captain, I can't believe that's true. You were such an astute man mere moments ago. Tell me, how did this happen? What did you think was going to occur if you did not pay us back?
Well, you would either kill me and have my ghost work off the debt,
How very droll and boring.
Or continue hounding me until someone tells you to kill me and have my ghost work off the dead.
My dear Captain, I'm going to be honest with you. You have, for the most part, the right of it. You understand the way the Orsov works. But here is something you may not know about us, and I sort of indicate San. It is so very messy and so very boring to bring in indentured spirits. Do you know what I mean? It's such a process, and really, we have so many already. It would behoove everyone in this situation if we could get the money. Now, I understand you don't have it, and it's not an insignificant amount of money. So what do you think? How long do you need? Say 3 days? 4 days? I might be able to make it 5 if you really need it.
I wouldn't have that money in 5 years.
You're making this position very difficult for us, Captain. And, you know, I would hate to have to pay a visit to the second precinct to see what we could get from you ourselves. We wouldn't want that. And to be quite honest, I respect you and your astuteness of the situation far too much to want to do that. But if I have to, I will. And I don't want anyone beside you to get hurt in the crossfire of us taking what is ours, if you understand my meaning.
Go ahead and roll intimidation.
Mm-hmm. How scary is San behind me? Is she helping?
Oh yeah, I haven't like let go of his shoulder, and as you continue to talk about visiting, I'm kind of like digging my hands in just a little bit.
I
Yeah,
love
San's
that.
helping.
All right. Okay. Where's my intimidation? Not one of my preferred skills, but still not bad. That is a 23.
It's not that bad. Get to 23. Shut up.
All
I
right.
mean, it's no 31, but...
I want Zanafia to do all of my negotiations.
I want Zanafia to exist in real life, although that is
I kind of do too.
Yep.
So you do notice that he gets a little fidgety. Eyes dart around when you mention the second precinct 2 rather, and people getting caught in crossfires and all of that nonsense. But behind you, there's quite a ruckus.
Oh.
And he sort of like takes a deep breath, manages to steel himself. You get the impression that as well as this is going so far, relatively speaking, you're hardly the most threatening thing he's ever seen in his life.
Totally.
So look here. There's nothing for you in Precinct 2. There's nothing for you here. I don't have the money. I'm not going to. So we can walk out of here. This can remain legal. You won't have to enjoy the same fate as your friends back there. You can bring me back to the Orzhov, and they can extract my debt however they see fit.
Listen, before we make any drastic decisions here, why don't you share with us briefly what the fuck you did with all the money?
He actually laughs a little bit. Well, would you believe that I don't remember? I paid,
No.
among other things, I did pay to have that removed from my memory. I'm told it was very important for the Boros Legion, but I could not tell you what it is.
My dear Captain, your usefulness and worth to us continues to diminish, and I hate to tell you, that doesn't end well for you. Does a man like you have nothing to live for?
I wouldn't say that. I have my family. I have my wife. I have the Legion. I have my duty to the citizens of Ravnica.
And yet you are so quick to offer up your life to us in exchange for your debt. Sorry, San, go right ahead.
After that, I'm also going to kind of lean in and whisper again. I also wouldn't necessarily bank on you having your wife for too long unless you help us.
Help? What do you think I can do? Your money's gone. There's no way I can make that much back. I don't know what I did with it.
Okay, question for you then, Alex. How sort of like unusual and drastic would it be for a set of enforcers like us to have to collect by killing a debtor? This is obviously not the time and place to do it. I get that, but like in general.
So indentured spirithood is definitely a form of payment that the Orzhov uses. In particular, you want to bring this person back to the Basilica so they can be killed in the right way.
Sure.
To get their indentured servitude. So usually that wouldn't involve killing them on the spot.
Right.
That would involve bringing them back to the Basilica.
But deciding to... Sorry, go ahead.
Willing and unconscious or against their will.
Right. But deciding to go that route is like fairly standard if someone really just can't pay up.
Oh, if there is no way to get the debt, then yeah,
Okay.
They have to get something out of the deal.
Okay. My dear Captain, here is the situation. You say you can't pay, and I have no choice but to believe you. You also know the way of the Orzhov, and so I need not explain to you what the next step would be. I'm going to tell you the truth. I would really like to see Act 2. I would really like to not have to take you back to the Basilica tonight. There is so much paperwork, and it's a process. And I know you don't understand Elvish or like opera, but I do. So, how about this? If you cannot get us the money, I don't even know what my plan was. I'm so busy thinking about the opera. San, did you have an idea? Because really, I just forgot.
Oh, Lord.
If we all love the opera, then perhaps that just means that we have to share this box with you until the end.
There it is.
And then you can come with us.
There it is.
Either by force or not. That's up to you.
I think that sounds like a fine plan.
One quick question before, and things are getting continuously louder outside. One
Oh, yes.
quick question before whatever that is comes rushing into here. Who is that striking, youngish looking angel with you?
Well, that would be the Fire Main Limbala. She's quite the fan of opera, and for some reason she invited me out here tonight. And, well, it's a superior, so I had to make my appearances.
You don't know why you were invited?
Quite honestly, no. I mean, there are some angels that do the work I do, but not typically.
I'd like to roll insight on his answer.
Sure, go ahead.
Oopsies. 14.
I mean, he seems straight up. He seems like this is not a very wily person.
How much do the Orzhov care about intel? I personally am fascinated by what this dude did with the money, but like, would the Orzhov care? Is that like worth anything to us?
The Orzhov care if it can be used to generate money. So if this somehow cuts in on their business, if this is an effort against them, then they absolutely care about that. But if it's just like what the Demir does, just collect secrets
right,
for the sake of collecting secrets, or what the Rakdos does is collect secrets to then spread them around to discredit officials.
Right.
That's not quite your game.
Right. And there's been no indication that whatever the Boris is up to with this money, it has anything to do with us.
No, you just know it was taken out of the precinct, and there are rumors of the Boris constructing something.
I mean, again, like, I'm super curious, but I don't know that the Orzhov necessarily would care.
Sure.
Excellent. Captain, sit here for just a moment, if you don't mind. I'm going to confer with my associate.
By all means.
San, I am concerned about the Fire Main. He does not know why she was invited, nor does he know what happened to the money. I don't wonder if the two are connected. She may attempt to stop us from taking him once the opera is over.
That's a good point. So and also based on what's going on outside, I feel as though this is unraveling very, very quickly.
You're welcome.
Perhaps we need to pick him back up at a later date then. And
Surely,
keep an eye on him in the meantime.
I think that is what we'll have to do. We'll have to find a way to tail him, keep an eye on him, and just pick him up tomorrow. It's too dangerous with the angel here, particularly because we do not know her intentions with him.
And yeah, okay. So, why don't you deliver him that information, and I'm going to take a look outside to see how much damage my sister has caused.
For once, it wasn't me.
Yes, but
That's
we
what
don't
we
know
call
that, and it's
dramatic
a.
But I don't know that.
So,
All I hear is chaos.
you head out of the box to see a sword being pointed at your sister,
Oh my God!
and Asimov is on the ground, like clutching the back of his head from being punched by your sister.
Cool.
And there's like this Vidalcan woman like in the middle of casting a spell on Asimov.
Oh my
That is
God!
what you see immediately as you enter.
What a delightful cliffhanger!
Yeah. So that is, I think, where we will pick up next week.
Oh,
This
buddy.
Wonderful trash fire.
Well, at least I get to live for like briefly for another episode.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, right.
Well, it was nice having this makeup for a little while,
Amazing.
It was great.
but now I'm dead.
I am terribly sorry on behalf of Asimov, my idiot son.
We're doing great.
It's great.
Hey, man, I also failed the deception roll, but
Listen, you failed the deception roll, but I failed to, not suck. So.
All right. Well, we'll do channel business first. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out. This was such a fun and exciting first session of Variant Roles presents Ravnica, technically legal. We are certainly skirting the edge of that today, but that is definitely beside the point. So yeah, thanks for hanging out. We are going to be back next Monday, same time, same place, 8 p.m. Eastern time, 5 p.m. Pacific, here on twitch.tv/Variant Roles for our next session. And I believe that we will be joined by our fifth player, Miss Samantha Darcy. So we will have all 5 of the crew together next week. Super excited for that. Definitely check out, we have got a really full schedule here on Variant Roles for the whole month of June. We've got some Pride programmings on Tuesdays and Saturdays is brunch, right, Emma? Great.
Right.
Tuesdays and Saturdays, we've got some Pride programming. We, of course, on Thursdays have our regular evening show, the MCG mixtape. We've got Saltmarsh games coming up very soon. We're gonna
Saturday.
On Saturdays, we're gonna feature some of the new adventure as part of our community series. We've also got As the Sun Burns, our Invisible Sun game on Saturday nights. Sundays, we have the Urban Shadows game that Taryn runs. All kinds of stuff. Check out the schedule just below, and while you're scrolling down to look at that, one more time, I'm going to let you all know that here at Variant Roles, we are super excited to be celebrating Pride Month with our Pride programming, and also by supporting the Trans Lifeline. So any of you who want to participate in our fundraiser for Trans Lifeline, there is a link right down below that you can use to donate to the organization. Follow the channel on Twitter at Variant Roles. Click the little heart up above if you haven't already to follow the channel here on Twitch. If you are able to subscribe to the channel or become a patron at patreon.com/variantroles. That is super helpful to us. We're super excited about expanding our content. We're really trying some exciting new stuff this month for Pride, but we have a lot of ideas for the future. The Creative Council and all of the other regular members here who are helping us to create this content have so many good ideas, and your support makes all of that possible. So thank you very much. I'm going to toss it over to Alex so that we can do our goodbyes and our re-intros and all of that.
All right. Thanks, everyone, for watching. I had a great time this night with all of my trash kills with.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, I'm Alex. I go by Axolotl Cure on Twitter. Come follow me if you want to see more of this nonsense. Come watch the As the Suns Burn Invisible Sun game on Saturday nights if you want to see even more nonsense. And I hope to see everyone back here next week. I had a blast running it, and I can't wait to do it again.
Yeah.
Who's going next?
I'll go next. So I do want to point out, we were in the chat, Matt Foreman is going to be our DM for our Pride event tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern, and he's running a wig heist. So don't miss that, y'all.
That's on point.
I'm super excited. I am Eugenio, also sometimes known as your friendly neighborhood dungeon master, DM Jazzy Hands. You can follow me on Twitter at DM Jazzy Hands. I am the dungeon master for the actual play podcast, The Last Refuge. We are gearing up to celebrate our 2-year anniversary 1 month from today. So you can follow my podcast on Twitter at DND Last Refuge to get information about our anniversary stream on July 10th and a super awesome giveaway that we are announcing tomorrow as part of our anniversary event. There's some really cool products and prizes that we have to give away, so check us out. You can find me here every Monday night playing this with these lovely people at 8 o'clock. You can also find me earlier in the day on Mondays at 1 p.m. Eastern on the Greyhawk channel, DMing a game called The Brenton Files: Monsters and Myths and Monsters, a horror-themed game set in the world of Greyhawk. You can find me on Fridays at Encounter Roleplay, playing another Greyhawk game called The Basilica of Cudgel, where I play a human cleric of Rao who prefers to charm his enemies rather than fight them. And Sundays, I DM a game on Gratuitous RP, a bunch of plane-hopping misfits in Faerun. So lots of places to find me. Follow me on Twitter, say hey, and check out where I'm going to be next. Let's go to Ink.
Hi, I'm Ink. You can find me on Twitter at These Dead Pens. I played your disaster child, Asimov, who is a level 5 cleric of the Order Domain. You can find me, like I said, at These Dead Pens on Twitter. I was hanging out in chat today, and it was wonderful getting to play with all of you. Yay!
Hooray. Alex.
Hey everyone, I'm Alex Gaston. You can find me on the Twitterverse at Crit Charisma, even though I failed everything today.
You did not.
I play Sonar, our I guess trash fire elemental monk. And I was so happy to play today with everybody. And being able to play with Eugenio not as my DM has been very interesting. And I have loved every minute of it, especially every second I get to spend with my twinny.
No. Speaking of twinny, Emma.
Hello, I'm Emma. You can find me at MK Hansen on Twitter. I had so much fun today. This was such a blast. I love you all so much. This is going to be such a good campaign.
Yeah.
So many disasters. And let's see. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on for Pride this month on variant roles. So you'll see me a fair amount here, I think, as a result of that. Also, I start with the Saltmarsh games on Saturday. So hope you join us. Come on in. The water's gay and it's going to be fun. And also on Sunday, the Goth Brunch campaign begins with Kyle as our DM. That's going to be fantastic and dark and spooky. I cannot wait. The characters are phenomenal and horrific. So please join us for that. That's going to be wonderful. And on Tuesdays, you can find me over on Dice Prior playing Mix Magpie, our favorite dominatrix disaster queen. Ooh. So, yep, this was awesome. Thank you, everyone. This is great.
I should say before we sign off, Emma has been amazing with helping us organize Pride, and a huge chunk of what we are able to accomplish this month is because of her. So thank you, Emma. Truly, from me and from the entire Creative Council and the whole channel, like, what you have done is incredible, and we are all so busy, and you make it happen. So thank you.
She's so busy.
All right, Alex, any last words?
None beyond the fact that I hope to see you all next week. And yeah.
Awesome. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. We will see you next week. Have a great night. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.